Hey guys, and welcome back to Conflict Alert. Where we last left off, a dark shadow was looming over the country. Authoritarianism was on the rise, but then Biden won the election. So we should be okay. Just kidding.
I was like, what happened? What
What
did
did
I
we miss?
forget?
Welcome back to Sigil. Where we last left off, I'm going to be doing a little bit of an elongated recap. Gaius, the Soldrin, having lost his community in the traveling nomad Soldrin society, sought out for answers, met with Marosha, the drow of House Black, who had left her home Ulstatha, out to prove herself to her mother, after her mother named her older brother her successor instead of Marosha, in a typical matriarchal society in which the women usually have the power.
I don't think we've shared any of this yet.
Yeah, it was
Was it? Because I was like, I don't remember knowing this.
At the same time, Rydell and Cage, working for the Krypith proxy, doing their deeds in their will. Cage was a paladin of Saito, and upon making a choice, he came from kind of a mysterious origins, and it wasn't until meeting up with Bari and finding her old master's workshop that you guys discover that her old master was actually the creator of Cage, the construct Warforged sentient being. Rydell finished his life's work, which was to cure the disease of the rust, saved his little sister, but decided instead of settling down with his long-term companion Meryl and his little sister, decided to continue traveling with the Wardens of the Eclipse and to help them in their deeds. And we have Rin, the Yafutoman runaway, who returned to Yafutoman in the monastery to free them of the demon of Yafutoman's rule, who had been using the old blood to taint the spirit forest and keep Yafutoma under her thumb. All of this brought you to Sigil, the Jagged City, the City of Doors, ruled absolutely by the Lady of Pain, who ruled it in accordance with her view of balance. In the city, no one can die. In the city, no one goes hungry. In the city, no one falls ill. And as a result, it's difficult to gauge exactly how much time you spend in the city. You realize this after meeting with Vanya, one of the last living members of the Folly of Gods, who defeated Xenos some 300 years ago. You attempted to gain sponsorship by House of the Undying and House of the Medusae. You entered the Immortal Zoo of Ping Fang. You accomplished one of the goals set before you, but decided to spare the younger sister of the Medusa. And Rydell made a pact with the Medusa Persephorus, and became Warlock, Pact of the Plague Sister.
Packed, hook up, whatever.
Upon completing the dungeon, you found the chapeau of Ping Fang himself, and you teleported back to the city proper of Sigil, which is where you guys find yourselves now. However, the city looks slightly different than when you left. There's a number of new shops. The buildings have slightly shifted and changed. A lot of unrecognizable faces. You're not exactly sure how long you were in the dungeon, the Immortal Zoo of Ping Fang. You know you have to meet back with the houses that you took the quests for. You know that you need to meet with the Lady of Pain. You know you need to report back to Fell and make sure that he gets an audience with the Lady of Pain with you. He promised to give you guys magical tattoos. Aside from that, we're in the city. What would you like to do?
I'd like to put on the chapeau of Ping Fang.
Okay.
Try it on.
You just pop it on.
See if anything.
It's this tiny little like tricorn hat with this long feather. It almost looks like the Narcissus peacock feather that you encountered in the Immortal Zoo. As you put this tiny little hat like on your head, it's like taking a shot of pure adrenaline at first. Any cloudiness that had been fogging your mind just immediately evaporates. It's like a bright light shining in your eyes, and you can think so clearly for just a moment. You recall every decision you've made, every choice, every poor decision, every good decision. You're overcome with this sense of shame and dread, but also joy and accomplishment. As all of these emotions hit you at once, it's a little overwhelming, and then it slowly starts to fade.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the Black Knight, because he'll need this. I think he,
Oh man. That, yeah.
you know,
Imagine that.
yeah, a sane Black Knight. He's more sane than I guess he was, but
True, but it does fade. It only lasted for a minute or so.
yeah, okay.
Just a little buzz.
You guys
Yeah.
want to try?
Yeah, I would like to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, Cage, you put it on similar sensations. You have a little bit more to regret, a little bit more to reflect on with some of your choices that you've made. You're still blind, by the way. But your blindfold of blind sight, or whatever we were calling it, allows you to traverse safely. And you're recalling all of these decisions that have affected you when you turned on Saito. Healing, helping Rydell heal Sindel, all these emotions come flooding
This is
down.
a jogging memories from before, from my early days that I didn't.
You remember clearly the first day of your existence, waking up in this abandoned workshop with ritualistic carvings on the floors and walls, blood, and pentagrams written all over the place, and in the wall on the as you open your eyes for the first time, you remember reading on the wall written in blood, "Life is a cage," which is where you got your name. Yeah, you remember all that, but nothing before that.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. It's nice. I'm gonna try it.
There you are.
Similar sensations. You remember growing up in the shadow of your genius older brother, who was a prodigy. You recall the anger you felt towards your mother when she decided to name him her successor. You recall your music teachings with your music teacher growing up and wanting to prove yourself quickly fades.
This isn't as much fun as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
My turn.
Rydell, you put it on and you can barely tolerate it. You almost want to take it off
Sounds about
immediately.
right.
With all of the choices and the deeds that you regret,
Yeah.
overshadow the happier moments of your life.
Just put on like a fake.
No, I think it's
It's
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
It's cool when you're part of the team.
You guys, anybody else?
No.
Prudence not having that.
Absolutely not.
I'd say I'd like to look around and see what new things are in town, but I can't. So
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah, I don't need the hat to do that. I can just relive my anxiety at 3 in the morning and look stare at the ceiling. Thank you.
For those of you that can see, you see a new small house. Almost looks like a house. It looks like Victorian kind of in style. It does not fit with the rest of the aesthetic of Sigil, which is all like jagged buildings and twisty turning corridors. This looks like almost a Victorian style small house. It has a couple signs out front advertising some sort of holiday sale. There's also a large building in the style of the Sigillian architecture, which appears to be a currency exchange. And aside from that, some new people kind of wandering the streets, handing out flyers and whatnot that you don't recognize. You guys want to do it?
The dad needs to go to
be dead.
turn those in.
Yeah, get some currency exchange. I like that. See how much money we got.
Well, if we want to buy anything from Sigil, that's what they had. They use the beads.
True.
I feel like
There's a
we're
holiday
it's-
sale. That might be a good idea to know what our value is.
Well, I guess that's probably right. How much we're spending.
Yeah.
Valid.
Seems like a smart move.
Take it from someone who has money.
Oh.
Interesting. I've never needed it.
You don't need it if you already have it, so.
I will try greater restoration on Cage.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Do you have the
wait. I want to stay blind until after.
Oh,
If we're going to meet with the House Medusa,
Ooh, true.
I would like to. I do not want.
fair.
Fair.
Very,
That would be
very
very interesting.
smart thinking.
Yeah.
Proof that you've done battle.
Mm-hmm. Plus, she can't get me
I like it.
because I can't look at her,
I
so
like
she can't freeze me.
Very smart.
Yeah, let's not fuck that up.
Yeah, there's.
That's foresight, not normal sight. Very good.
The Victorian house, is it like Victorian haunted house? Or like
Yeah,
brand
it looks
new?
kind of spooky-ish.
Okay, well then I'm super interested in it. I want to see what that style is.
Okay. You guys want to go check out the Victorian house?
Mm-hmm.
As you enter this Victorian-style house, you're met with a young woman, humanoid-looking for the most part, dark, like raven black hair, tied neatly into like a long braid over her shoulder. She welcomes you, and she's like, "Oh, welcome to the Never Sale. Are you here to assist me in celebrating one of my favorite holidays?"
Which holiday?
Yes.
Oh, it's the Knights of Navarus. At least, well, it is from my world. I know how this place works, but I still like to observe the holiday, and I set up the shop every year
What
around
was
this
this
time.
one called?
Navarus, the Knights of Navarus.
I'm sorry, what day is the Knights of Navarus on?
Well, in my world, it's more of a seasonal celebration. But, I try to keep track of it as best I can. Set up a shop. But we have some pretty interesting things for sale if you like the more macabre style items.
Yes.
Let's see what you got.
Okay. First item she shows you is, it appears to be a small, like 6-7 inch wooden coffin. And she puts it onto the table in front of you, and she says, "Oh, I don't have it. It's the one I don't have in here. That one I have it. I have it somewhere else though. This is called Strahd's Instant Coffin. It's a small wooden coffin. Once every 13 days, you can activate this item and take a short rest, but get all of the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, that's cool.
I get that anyways.
Don't buy it.
Well, not the HP part.
True.
She goes on to the next item. She pulls out like a small, like onyx figurine of a black cat.
Oh, I have to send you a picture when we get home.
Okay. You have a cat now?
No. I was like, how did the
I was gonna say,
battle
that thing is
do
dead.
like that?
I think we'll be dead by the time.
Yeah, no, that's
She pulls out. So with this small figurine, you can throw this small figurine and within 30 feet, and it turns into an actual black cat, and it will impose disadvantage on rolls wherever it'll impose disadvantage
cool.
wherever whoever it's nearest.
For how long?
For I think it's 2 minutes. I gotta look. I
And
gotta
it's
see.
a one-time use, or is it a?
No, when it's done, it can die. It just returns back into its little figurine form, and you get to pick it up. Like, it just goes back to its
It's pretty
on
good.
its little statue form. The next one she pulls out is a jar of eyeballs. It looks like a big jar of eyeballs. It's a jar of 13 humanoid eyes floating in a pale green viscous liquid. The eyes are of varying sizes and colors, implying they come from many different owners. As an action, you may pluck an eye from the jar and direct it as it floats about. And the eye has a flying speed of 30 feet, range of 120 feet, duration of 1 hour. And while the eye is in your control, you see everything the eye sees.
So it's like a scrying eye. That's
Yeah,
kind of
that you
okay.
can kind of move around.
It's pretty cool.
It has a +10 to stealth, but any perception or investigation checks uses your modifier. The eye decomposes outside the jar and can be destroyed if it's outside the jar.
What was the name of that spell? Warlocks could do that, and WoW, and like Vanilla and Burning Crusade.
I was right. I missed the first part. What does it do? The scrying eye? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's a.
Yeah, it's like a scry.
Yeah.
Eye of Kilrock?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
God.
It reminds me of what was the
Travis
monster
Hutchins
from
gets
All
you.
Real Monsters that used to hold his
Oh,
eyes? Yeah,
yes.
and he could like throw them and see them. It's kind of like that.
His name's Crumb.
Crumb, yes, Crumb. I almost said Crumb.
I have Kilrog is much less to write. I know exactly what it does.
And the last item is called the Voodoo Doll of Pain. She pulls out a small little doll made of like weird burlap fabric with like button eyes. It's kind of peculiar looking, and there's like 3 pins sticking out of it. Once per day, as a bonus action, you can turn this doll into a humanoid near you that you can see, and as an action, you can stick it with pins to do some damage to it.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
So, she's,
How much damage? Is it?
I mean, it's kind of meta to say that, but it's 3d6 piercing if it fails to save.
Okay,
That's pretty solid.
that is pretty
That's
sweet.
so cute.
Well, hopefully some of these items interest you. I'm
Hmm.
happy
Well,
to.
how much do these items cost? And what is
Um,
your sale price?
What? I can't remember which beads are which. How many beads do you have? You guys remember?
I wrote them down somewhere.
Really neat.
I wrote them down somewhere. I think it's in my car.
46
Okay.
of one,
Okay.
100 of another.
Really? No, because
Yes.
46 sounds right, but the 100
Absolutely.
There was a large amount of blood. There was
Yeah.
like 100 of something. And like
Amazing, I might have it written down.
I don't
What
think
group
it
was it in?
because we got them in a
Was it
few
blue and white?
spots.
Yeah. I just can't
So
remember
I
which
got
are which.
Oh,
'Cause, like, I know the one.
69 white, 49 blue.
Perfect. Thank you.
got
So each item is 5 white beads.
Each blue is 5 white.
Each item is 5 white beads.
Oh, each item is
69
5
white, and what was that? How many blue?
49 blue. Do
I think I want the
how many
cat.
blue beads would they be?
Well, I don't have the change exactly for that amount.
Oh, okay. So blue is better than white.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
5 white beads? Just get them all. I don't need the coffin.
I would like
I want
the
a
cat.
doll.
I want the cat.
You want the
I
cat?
want the cat or the doll.
There's not enough to go around for everybody.
No, there's not.
That's okay. I don't need it.
I'll just
Jar
take
of
the.
eyeballs is pretty cool.
You take the doll. You take the doll, Marsha.
Russian, I think.
It's good. It's good that you took it because I'd probably stab it. make it be one of you
How's that
guys.
big?
Cage had it written
Here
down.
under the back?
How big
Yep,
is it?
69,
The doll,
49.
it's like this big. It's
Wait.
pretty small.
Oh,
the antenna.
yeah, 69-49.
Now to use that black cat, like say you're in a fight,
Hold
do
on.
you use that a bonus action or an action?
That's correct. That's exactly what I have written down.
I have parentheses around it though. That somehow one says 60 and one says 82.
Because
Was that
that was
totals?
when I think that's the overall total because we found some beads early on and then we found a stash of them later.
Yeah, there was a chest or something.
Got it. Because that makes sense. Because I wrote 11 blue beats and then 49 on the other side. So that would be the total. So 60 in total for the blue and
It's a
80.
bonus action.
The Eye of Kilrock.
Do you want the Eye of Kilrog?
No,
That's
I,
the
he just took a break from stream, so it's just like, wait. I was like, let me add.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the spell. Yeah, yeah, that is the
Well,
spell.
not yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you could float in its place. It's one of the best spells there was before they watered everything down.
Knowledge of random shit. It's great.
So you're buying the lot. You're buying all
I mean-
4.
Is there a discount for buying all 4?
She says I'll throw in some treats from my home world.
Are they candies?
We'll take it.
Yes.
We'll take it.
Do you have anything to restyle my armor to look more like your holiday decorations? Because this gold and blue is not really working for me.
Sorry to say, I don't think so. That's not really my specialty. I mostly specialize in what's the name of the products from Curse of Strahd?
Blinsky dolls.
Blinsky. Yeah, Blinsky products. Yeah.
Ah,
If it's not fun, it's not a Blinsky. Right? Is that how it
Shucks.
works like that?
If it's no fun, it's no Blinsky.
That's it. So she,
all right.
for those of you that know D&D, she's from the Curse of Strongboard.
Gotcha. Was that what Corey's playing?
It's pretty popular.
I think so.
My basil deal.
Okay, so you can remove 20
White.
white
Oh, that's
beads.
what we should have brought.
Am I taking? Who's taking the jar of eyeballs? The kill rod. Is that me?
I don't want those.
I'm usually on the front line, and I can. I'll take the jar.
Okay, Cage has the jar of eyes. Now
Is
that
the
he's got
coffin
some.
useful for you?
No, it's
You
You
not.
can actually use them to see.
Now I can see.
Technically, yeah, you can use them to see.
The coffin just like gives you a long rest benefits for a short rest, which you already get.
I
It's
missed
not
that part.
Do you have?
Look, I don't need the
I
coffin
actually
either.
can add that item directly to your D&D
Oh,
account.
cool, I
So
can
Would
just
the
use
coffin
that.
be helpful for
Yeah,
you?
that's
A
cool.
short rest is
Yeah,
equal
but I have a
to
new
the
one.
effects of a long
So
rest.
I just wanted to wait.
Have it?
All right.
What about
Um,
Shell though? Shell cards.
Okay, Shelly, do you need that short rest?
What?
The short
The
rest
coffin?
is equal to a long rest benefits.
Once every 13
Do we have
days.
a tiny hut on hand?
Yes, but sometimes everybody else only needs a short rest.
Might as
I
well.
mean,
It's only
and
5.
I probably am going to assume I tinker through most of my rests.
Well,
well,
then that
you
might
guys
be-
could just keep it and not use it.
Just keep it.
I think it's
We'll figure it out later.
Small?
It's only 5 beads.
Put the
Oh,
coffin,
yeah, I can
This is
fit
so
to it. Yeah,
annoying.
yeah,
and then what candies do we get?
She
You want-
gives
you
you
want the
a
black
bag
tab?
of like an assorted candy. Some of them are like jagged rock
I actually
crystal
have one at
candies. Some
home
of them
that,
like
it's
kind of like
literally
minty
just-
looking Turkish delights type of things.
I'm gonna send a picture.
They don't seem to have any magical properties. They're
Damn.
just treats, Treatos.
What is this? What is this?
Hmm?
There are things on here.
Which things?
Clasps.
Oh, that's the thing you got from the Demon of Akatona that nobody's used yet.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
What is it
Why
again?
did I not know that?
because I think Marie had it for a while, but she gave it to you a few games ago.
What was the class?
What is it?
The class
The
of
class of-
What does it do again?
Oh, cool.
It's she can summon the demon cloak, like the demon of
Oh no, I
Yakutama.
still have it.
No, I don't think she.
I'm pretty sure you gave it to Rin.
I
No, I
feel like
did
she
not.
definitely
You
did.
wanted me to, but that exchange never happened.
Oh
I
well,
was gonna say I don't even know what this is.
I think I gave it to Rin in her character sheet because I thought you did, but my mistake.
No, you have it, Shell.
I
I'll take it
still
off.
have that because stuff.
Cool. That's like my business.
I'm gonna
Alright,
give you a
sweet.
shiny candy.
Shiny candy. I'll take a shiny candy.
Yes, the shiny candy gives you a charmed aura.
Charmed aura.
Okay.
Well, this was a pretty cool stop. I like it.
Yeah, thank you for coming and helping me to celebrate the holiday of my homeland.
It's our pleasure.
You guys leave
Glad I got some working eyeballs.
the shop. Where do you want to head to now?
Oh wait, so I have the cat. I can put the cat in.
Okay, what else did he say there was? There was that.
There was something
shop.
else new.
Oh, we need.
The
Oh,
exchange.
you know where we know our exchange now? We're not sure. I'm not
No.
sure. Let's go find out our exchange.
Wasn't there a tall, like, temple-ish in the structure of, was a building in the style of
That was the
Citadel?
exchange.
That was the exchange? Oh, okay.
Can you send us what these things do? Because I didn't really know.
I got it.
I will add them to your character sheets probably before or after at the end of this
I got it.
or soon after.
Yeah.
Or soon before.
No worries.
Okay.
Is this from Recipe Shadow?
What? The dish?
Yes.
Food?
What is
Good
rest?
call.
Yeah,
Thought I recognized.
the restaurant that I came from.
Those
I've never
olive
heard
brown
of.
fries are so freaking good.
Yeah. yeah.
But these are cold and they're still delicious.
Right.
Okay.
They're still crispy.
There's wings up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I go for this?
Some French onions down here.
So where to? Exchange.
Yeah, let's go check out the exchange.
Okay. You guys enter the exchange. There's an odd-looking Dabu clerk working behind the counter. He begins, whereas the rest of the Dabu usually communicate these like telepathic images and stuff. He actually begins speaking a variety of languages until you hear him speak in common. If this is your language of choice, please advise.
Advise.
Welcome. So, what will you be exchanging today?
That's fine.
Basically.
We've got these beads.
Yes, that's the primary currency of Sigil. Where do you hail from? I can exchange them for your
Luna deal.
Luna deal. Oh, Wardens. You're Wardens.
Yes.
Interesting.
Creepy.
Okay. How much do you have?
$1 million.
We have
You have to give it to
left over for we have 49 blue left over in
Well,
total.
We don't necessarily need to exchange.
We do.
all
I
of it,
just
we
wanna
just
see what
need
they're
to know
worth.
the rate is.
We didn't spend any blue, right? Just the whites.
Yeah,
Just
we
the
should
whites.
So we spent 20
We spent
on
20
one,
whites,
and then
so
5 on the
We have
coffin.
49 white and 49 blue.
It was 5 on each, so
49.
20 altogether.
Point total.
So 49 and 49.
No, we should have no, because there was a total because we had others before.
Oh.
So the actual total we had was 60 blue and 82 white. So now we're at 60 and 62 after spending the 20.
Okay, so how many blue total?
In total, 60.
Hell yeah. We're rich.
And how many white?
62 now.
Oh.
It's just like,
Okay, so you put down all the beads in front of you, and he starts counting it up. Would you like that in gold or platinum?
We just want to know what it's worth.
Oh, well, together it would be 1,030 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
Alright.
Platinum.
So 10 platinum and 30 gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to keep track?
Yeah, let's hang on to it for now because we're not leaving yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
We'll exchange our tickets for prizes later.
Yeah, basically.
We got stuff spending.
Okay. You guys exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of worth that you've acquired since being in Sigil.
We wanted to do tattoos, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we have to meet back up with him and bring him with us to the audience.
yeah.
Which audience do we want to do first?
What was the terms with Fel? I don't think you
Fel
did.
just wanted you
There.
to bring him with you when you met the Lady of Pain.
So like we told him we were going. He
Yeah.
could probably do the tattoos and then go, or I mean, I'm sure we can. Do
As long as you can confirm that you're getting an audience, he'll probably tattoo.
Like, I feel like we should definitely get the tattoos before we burn them.
If he's willing to, I mean, we might as well at least give him a heads up.
to him, yeah.
But first you have to
first we
confirm
gotta confirm.
that you're getting.
So we gotta go see either Medusa or Black Knight. And actually get an appointment. Get an audience. So what do we want to do? We
Does
want
everyone want to even
try to
entertain the Medusa
No,
meeting?
I don't think it's worth it.
We have a piece of her.
Yeah, but if she thinks we're lying, I feel like it would not be. Well, she couldn't do anything to us here, but she could do something to us out of Sigil.
I don't know.
If she can do stuff to us out of Sigil, then she could find us for not coming back anyway.
Well, we just didn't do the job she wanted us to do. It's not like we get in trouble for that. If we told her we did the job and didn't do the job, I feel like we might be more upset with that.
Well, we have the hat, don't we?
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
go. Let's
Yeah, but
let's
if
see
she messes around, we could always just kill her.
we don't know how strong she is outside of Sigil.
Oh, she's in Sigil, so we can't kill her.
We can't kill her yet. No. And
She
we
can't
don't.
kill us either, though.
Right, but she can kill us outside of Sigil. Then she might
And she
have.
can
We don't
also
know
turn
how.
us to stone.
We don't know
Well,
who.
not
We don't
you,
know who
but-
she has like behind her or what she. Like we don't know how strong
It
she
seemed
is.
like all of her followers were stone to me.
Yeah. And I do kind of feel like she might give us something really nice too if we don't necessarily need that one favor.
It's a risk.
Maybe we should
That's why
do.
I'm asking.
It's.
I don't know.
It's a.
Maybe we should do the hat thing
Who's got?
first.
Who's really good at deceiving people?
Well, that's the thing. It's going to take some deception for sure. and
Very high deception.
some
I mean,
maybe
listen,
some like smooth.
I've been
carving.
saying we should just give this stupid person a hat, any hat, and he won't know any different.
I kind of want to see what happens when he puts on his hat on. I kind of want to see.
I want to try and give him the crown
Can I
first. Should I show my wet crown for my
persuasion for
frog?
the deception.
I want to.
Because
I'm okay
I've
with
been
that.
saying that I want
I
it.
want,
I want
to
to see it. I'd like to see that.
I want you to put it on. Like, this is marvelous.
I would, yeah. I mean, did you try? You tried it on, didn't you? Or you at least saw what it did.
Well, I saw what it did. I didn't try the hat on, but I have my like little Burger King hat that we can try giving to him, and maybe keep that.
I thought you
lost
lost
my.
that.
Did I lose it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It's
The crown.
I lost it.
Yeah.
It was like a little paper hat, so it wasn't
I know.
withstanding a lot of the damage you guys were taking.
I mean, I think we should try and give him the hat and see what happens. But
Yeah, I
think We
agree.
need to go to Fel first. Bring him to experience.
Well, wait, no.
Well,
He,
he
he
doesn't-
wants to
he
see. Yeah,
doesn't
he's the
care.
lady. He wants to see the Lady of Pain. He doesn't want to. He doesn't care about the Black
Is he
Knight.
on the way?
Hmm?
Is he on the way?
Why not just
Who?
push him a
Fel.
little bit?
No,
That's true. We could tell him
You
to
could
come.
just come, and then you don't know how to get an audience with the Lady of Pain. It's possible she just appears when we do a favor.
I think that's how it works.
I have no idea how it works.
We could go
but
talk
I
to
would-
Fel and see what he thinks and see what he
If he
says.
wants to come, he wants to come. If he doesn't,
We've
he doesn't.
got we've got what the materials for sure to get the audience, 100%.
One way
So
or
we
the
could,
other.
if we go see him, we could at least get our tattoos,
Yeah.
and then continue on and decide about the House of Medusa.
Well, we can see maybe he knows something about Medusa too. Maybe he'd give us some ideas on whether we should even risk it. Maybe he knows more about her.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right,
so
let's go
see
see
Fel.
Fel.
Okay. You head back into kind of the central point of this of Sigil, where a lot of the shops are very crowded and the streets are very narrow. You find Fel's small tattoo parlor amongst one of the corridors that you guys have been to before. As you enter, you see him actively tattooing a young woman. She seems to have like dark olive-ish skin, and the tattoos are like vibrant golds and silver. She has like almost like a halo ring of light around her head as she sits there, as Fel's working on like her upper back and side. And,
Does he not tattoo people anymore?
huh? He puts a hand on her for a moment and in a language I don't think actually Rand recognizes as Celestial. He says, "Oh, just a moment, please." And then he stands up and he greets you. Well, it's been some time. I thought you all either left Sigil or died down below.
How long have we been
No,
gone?
we were just busy.
Hard to say exactly. Sometime.
Wonderful.
Wouldn't it seem like it didn't go as fast here? Then it went faster. Doesn't time go faster outside of Sigil?
Time doesn't move faster. It's just harder to gauge when you're inside.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And you don't know how time works outside of Sigil where you guys were. So, he's just like, does that mean you found the zoo?
Oh, yeah, we just came back.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flourish the peacock feather around, just being extra.
If that's the case, and in Celestial, he yells over to the woman sitting in the chair. She stands up and, in like broken common, she tries to like start speaking to you guys. You found Zoo?
No,
We
No.
ping.
no.
Yes.
Who's got
Make
the
a
hat?
deception check for Rin.
This feels like that part of Clue in the end where everybody's saying no, but Mr. Green's like,
19.
yes.
I knew this guy would be good.
She seems like confused. She's getting mixed reactions, but she seems genuine. She's like, "Oh, okay. I was hoping you found Zoo." And you can see she's very pretty, and she's just like this radiance of light around, just kind of hovering over her head.
Why?
Oh, I am part of a group, PETMA. Pet People for the Ethical Treatment of Magical Animals. And we've been trying to locate the zoo for some time to preserve the creatures there. There's other groups that wish to sell them on black market, and we'd like to get to them first.
Can I see if she's being deceptive?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. +4, 13.
She seems very genuine.
How would you feel if we told you that they're fine right where they are?
That would be comforting, but the other group may still find them.
They
Yeah,
haven't?
they're fine.
Why don't we just tell her? What do we care?
I'll sell you a couple.
We'll sell you the location. How much for the location?
We are a non-profit.
Yeah.
Don't have much money. I know the other group is offering rewards for information, but sadly we cannot.
When she says non-profit, Marge is just like,
You have money to get a tattoo.
That's a curveball. Or she may have done a favor for Phil, like you guys are doing.
Wait, what kind of thing?
I feel like
don't you have a girlfriend back home?
I don't have a problem telling her. You guys
Just,
well, in the spirit of balance, I feel
Yeah,
like
but she's
we
probably
should
like 90 by then.
but maybe
Talk
we
to
shouldn't
her.
tell
talk to
anything.
both
talk
parties,
to both parties.
I
and
feel
then
like
see.
this
You know,
is a question that's been asked for quite some time.
Yeah,
But
we can see how much.
Some
If we
serious
found it,
skills
other
of
people
mine.
could find it.
We're
I
pretty.
feel like it's not our place.
You get a sense after returning the sigil that the fad of like we're the zoo and everybody was talking about it, like most people have lost interest at this point.
Nobody
Like that
cares.
kind of fad is over, but just the specific groups are still looking for it.
I don't know if we ever asked, but after we solved like the Minotaur puzzle to get in, like is the door just wide open now?
No, it reseals.
Yeah, well then I'm not really too worried about it because they can fight over it and they'll never figure it out
Yeah,
again.
they haven't figured it out now.
Yeah.
They've been working a lot longer than we have. So
Yeah, if we left it wide open, that'd be a little messed up.
where is that awesome?
So she
Also, we kind of.
Yeah, but they don't know what's from.
But the guy's gonna clean it all up. He's got the broom. It's fine.
yeah, it's true.
Oops.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna fix the cracking wall
Yeah.
and the bench
Just beware of the cracking wall.
if you ever find it.
the what now?
The cracking wall.
There's just crack in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you need to know.
So you guys want to tell her, or you just want to sit on it for a minute?
I mean, I think we should see how much money the other people are offering.
I mean, they're trying to sell them on the black market. I don't think we should do anything about it personally.
Mm-hmm.
We should just pretend it didn't happen.
If they give like 100 blues, it's not really our.
I mean, we have Marosha. We don't really need the money there, do we?
Where what do you think they'd rather be, in
I
the
can
black
make
market or in
I'm
the cage?
basically a printing press. I just have to play somewhere. It's fine.
What's worse, them being in a cage or them being sold to a nice home, maybe on the black market? Who knows?
Nice drug dealer's
Nice,
basement.
yeah.
And they seemed pretty happy. The fact that we could kill those T-Rexes and they're gonna come back is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot for them.
Okay.
Let it be. Are their facilities really going to be any better than the zoo?
I watched anything from Tiger King. I wouldn't
Tiger King has taught us anything
Blue
about.
Tiger King.
It's not a for-profit zoo. That was
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
Okay. She believes Rin's deception check, and she goes back to sitting down, and waiting for her tattoo. Phil then speaks back up. So have you arranged the meeting then with the Lady of Pain?
We were going to ask if you wanted to come. We have to go speak to the House Undying and give him what he asked us to do in order to get our appointment with the Lady of Pain.
The meeting will take some time to arrange, but I won't be needed there for that. Just let me know when it's actually time to meet with her.
Okay, and also, what do you know about the House Medusae, the leader? What's his
Man,
Proud something?
I got it somewhere. Sure you do.
It'll
I got
come
the
to me
sisters.
probably.
Hold
I usually have something in tea.
My notes are really bad. I hope you guys aren't counting me for this one.
on. We're in the middle of the two.
Definitely have it.
I have it too. Hold on. Believe it or not, I have it.
Ashringale?
Estragil.
Estragil.
Yes, Estragil.
What do you know about Striker?
She is spiteful, vindictive, very powerful. Would not want to be on her bad side.
What happens if you're on your good side?
Potential for reward.
Like, super awesome reward or just like appropriate reward?
Couldn't say. I would never do business with her myself.
I think we should just avoid that.
I really am convinced this hat thing will work. Just pick up some paper.
All right. So he agrees to tattoo you guys as long as you finish arranging the meeting. Possibly if it takes like several days before the meeting, then he can get that in before the meeting.
Okay.
But until the meeting is actually arranged, he's not going to start tattooing.
Right.
So I guess that means off to House Enduring, right?
Yes.
Final stop.
How's was it? Yeah, enduring, right?
Enduring chain, what do you say?
So you guys head to the outskirts of Sigil, where the large mansion for House Enduring is. It's still one big party going on.
Is Vanya there?
Vanya is not there. Interesting. That you see.
No, she's not.
Are we like healed up from?
Yes.
Okay.
The second you got back to Sigil, you guys are feeling it. So you enter House Enduring, big party, a lot of new faces, people doing weird things, rituals, doing the 1,000 provisions of House Enduring. You see a number of people. You see a number of people like gathered around, like sitting on the floor, like listening to the Immortal, the Black Knight, rattling off some absurd tale from the past. And as he sees you all, he just like jumps up, and he approaches all of you. Ho there, friends! How have you come by? Who are you? How long has it been? Did you accomplish the task I set forth for you?
Do you remember what the task was?
No idea.
Fools! We have returned. We have what you asked for.
It's easy.
Task complete.
Success!
He doesn't even
Great,
know.
Great
Then-
success.
Hand over the task. And he holds out a hand. You see him, he's still in this like very noble dress with just
boy,
this
what are we
black
gonna give him?
plate mail helm. You can't
Let's
see
give
anything.
him a bag of candy.
No, hold on.
I feel like I'd
I
like
want
to
to
see.
see
I'd
what
like to see
happens if we
yeah.
give him the
I'm gonna
hat.
put the mermaid's
No.
purse in his
I want
hands.
to give him the hat.
I just want to see what he does with the mermaid's purse first.
He holds it out. Is this a fish scrotum?
Yes, it is.
He just drops it. Fools! I am beyond trickery. I am the immortal. I cannot die. And I have a memory of that of a genius elephant.
Elephant or goldfish?
What?
That was a gift you just dropped on the floor. I am highly offended, but we have completed your task.
The Black Knight does not pick things off the floor.
Oh,
That is
well,
rule number 72 of the 1,000 provisions you must observe. Well then, the actual item, if you please.
Give him
Let's
this.
get. Let's give. Who's got it? Who's got it? More or less.
I
I don't.
Right
I
down.
72, you said?
That's
I have them all written down.
awesome. Rydell, you
Yeah.
hand over.
I want to watch this guy's like brain explode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be
I
hilarious.
think I piped
I
it up. Now I gotta come up
We
with some
should
shit.
warn him.
The
No.
feeling is temporary. It will. It's everything's gonna rush to you.
You present the chapeau of Ping Fang.
Mm.
And as he takes it and it like holds it up in reverence, he places it just like on the corner of his plate mail helmet. So how do I look?
Oh my god, it's you.
Did you know that I cannot die?
Yes.
Everyone here can't die.
Did you know that I'm immortal,
Everyone here is immortal.
but I cannot die?
Oh no.
Sad,
I feel it.
sad night.
I feel shame. The shame of the Minotaur and the cruel labyrinth. I feel as if I can see. Sight, the primary beneficiary of a narrow spectrum of light, and I, awakening from a dream of colors I've never seen, I wish to scream. But it is the dark that devours me. But I am the dark. Like the comforting fuzziness of memory, I help to hide the
I want to
idol.
pull the hat off of
No,
him.
no, I stopped her.
I help to hide the idle, ugly details. It is the tide that pushes me back. But I am the tide, a blind tide perpetually reaching to read the landscape like Braille. It is the hill that taunts me, an immortal hill, and I am the hill. Because all things ignorant of death are immortal, and so everything is but man. I have known the Minotaur, and I have known the dark, light, tide, and hills, and I have known uncertainty, a state unknown to most. And he falls quiet.
What group number was that?
Wow. That was heavy.
How many provisions are there?
Come again. He seems to be back to normal.
Remember anything?
So, do you remember what we get for giving you that?
Quite clear. You wished an audience with me, the immortal,
No.
leader of House Enduring.
No.
Close. You're very close. Audience.
Almost as good.
Yeah. Lady of Pain.
There,
Ah.
That's the one.
A paltry feat. Of course I can arrange that. I am the leader of House Enduring, after all.
Makes sense. You are immortal.
I cannot die.
Rule number 1, right?
Is
No.
it?
No.
Number 1, I start each day with a refreshing cup of coffee, no cream.
There's a 0% chance.
Always.
Yeah.
Well, that's just-
it's like a 3% chance.
Of course, I shall arrange a meeting with the Lady of Pain. It will take some time, but you are welcome to stay in House Enduring, as you have completed my task and proven yourselves worthy of the title as my patrons. Now, will you be joining us for the 5-hour-long storytelling part?
Question: are we patrons of the night or patrons of the House Enduring?
The House Enduring.
Okay.
Yes. Where does this?
Our
When does the
title
story
does
time
not
begin?
Come! And he goes back to the corner and everybody's sitting there waiting his story. And he goes on to talk about some absurd romance that he had in his youth with a woman that had fallen madly in love with him.
Tell us the one about the rogue and you attacking him for years on end.
Oh yeah, if you guys stick around long enough, you'll hear all about that stuff.
So awesome. I love how he's back. I love it.
Of course she's back.
He never left, really.
Yeah. So, you guys got some time to kill.
I think we brought my brother that shirt.
He promises to arrange the meeting.
That looks really nice.
It's freaking warm. So, yeah.
What would you guys like to do in the meantime as the meeting is being arranged?
Tattoos. And
Tattoos?
is there any other shops that the other group members saw that I was not aware to?
Nothing particularly new. Nothing that's had like specific. There are like clothing shops and things like that, but most of like the armor smiths and weaponsmiths and things like that seemed pretty generic.
What about any magical stores or
Nothing that
trinkets
stuck
or
out to
things?
you, no. Aside from the Knights of Never's shop.
I feel like we were supposed to get Malcolm something.
Hmm.
You know, a nice souvenir.
Yes.
I'm trying to idea. Yeah, you might want to seek out your Enkindler buddies. Let them know.
Oh, there is one of
I
the
can't
Han
see them.
are in. Yeah, you couldn't see them. They float, so you couldn't even see them because like.
Yeah.
But there are some. There's one in House Enduring.
Maybe you should pick like a stronger god. Like I feel like they didn't even
They were alright.
I mean, they showed up once or twice.
I will say, as you guys are kind of looking around, Sigil, passing the time, you do come across. You go back to the gaming statue garden, and it hasn't changed drastically, with the exception that there's a small pond in this garden now, and you see a large figure sitting next to this pond. It's just got like a very round, spherical back, similar to that of a big turtle shell. Greenish, kind of scaly skin, a large anchor, like maybe 4 feet tall, like sitting next to him as he's just sitting there on the edge of this pond. Definitely the first type of creature you've seen of this kind.
I'm sorry, what does he look like?
A turtle.
Big old turtle.
He's adorable.
Oh.
Man turtle?
He's a teenage.
for you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
He's a
Turtle?
teenage mutant ninja turtle.
Is he like just sitting there by himself? Or is
Yeah,
he,
he's looking out over the small ponds.
so he's not like
Eating
part
some
of the
pizza?
party attractions.
There's no
Yeah.
regular turtles anymore.
Big old man turtle.
Does he speak tongue? Does say hello?
I turtle.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
Shelly with ow, like.
So Bree, you approach him, you say hello. He turns to you, and you see his kind of like beaked turtle face, kind of a large purplish tongue, just kind of like licks across his face. He's got like a scar down the side of his head, and like barnacles growing off of his shell. Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
What are you doing?
Just looking out over the pond, if you can call it that.
Pond. Just this little pond.
Yeah. Do you like the water?
Do I like the water? Yes.
Me too, and somehow I ended up in a place with no oceans.
Oh, that sucks. You want to go to a place that has oceans?
Yeah. I was the first mate on the ship until it got sucked in through the water plane. Just me and another crewmate left. And,
Oh, there's another one.
How long have you been here?
some years.
Maybe you shouldn't leave here, though.
No.
I'd say about maybe 10 or so.
10 years
I
here.
want a turtle.
Turtles live forever.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
I want
Tortoises
a
live
turtle.
forever.
Shelly wants the turtle.
He says, have you a ship?
She could,
Airship?
she could build one.
If you have a ship, I'm a competent sailor and builder and shipwright. Me and my mate will join your crew if you have a ship.
Yeah,
You
I
can
got you.
take us out of Sigil.
Are you good with other oceans, though?
Oh yeah, my world is mostly ocean.
I meant like oceans of sky as well.
I've never sailed those oceans, but how different can it be, really?
It's good shit. You're gonna love it.
Good. And he stands up, and you see just how tall this guy is. He's about 8 foot tall, just very broad, large, turtley shell. He picks up the anchor like with one arm, and just you hear it chunk over his shell.
So cool.
And he just looks down and goes, "The name's Chortle."
In relation to Cage's size, if possible to mention, how much bigger is this?
He's roughly the same size as Jade, maybe a few inches taller.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Cage and be like, can you just like let me like take measurements of him because like doorways.
Aye.
Oh, Lindsay took the exact same fucking schedule as me. God damn it.
Lindsay's nice.
Yeah,
She lives
yeah.
around
Imagine
the
seeing her
corner.
every day. Nice. So
She lives around the corner.
We are streaming.
sorry, apologies. Like she just picked. She didn't watch it.
She's watching right
She just saw me on Instagram.
now. Oh boy. So, yeah, he says, the name's Chortle. They call me that on account of my sunny disposition. Chortle the Turtle.
Chortle.
Because he laughs so much.
Yes, he does a chortle when he laughs.
Okay.
If you can stomach them, the other member of the crew is a Hanar, so, you know, a lot of enkindler talk and whatnot. But he's a competent sailor and quite the gunslinger.
I mean,
I am also enlightened in the faith and the ways of the enkindlers.
I might be rethinking my decision here.
He's the only one.
He is the only one.
they can keep each other company. They're like cats. They need a friend.
Yeah, but they breed.
I don't
My
think
whole
he can.
world's taken over with enkindler talk when I left it.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not sure he can breathe.
He is fully functional.
Fully functional android, thank you.
Big
Well-
kiddo.
I'm kind of worried about it.
Well, when you decide to leave, just come let me know. I'm usually around here.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Chortle.
Pleasure meeting you. Looking forward to serving you and getting back on the water again.
I would like to attempt to spend some time teaching some sort of a celestial or fey creature that I find dragon chess.
Okay, you can
See
do
if I can
that.
get them to play with me.
You can just like set up a table somewhere in like in a garden and see who pops around. Anything else? Tattoos.
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 You guys return to Fel. He agrees to tattoos, all of you. You have to know what you have to have, like either an image of the creature, or Fel has to know what it looks like, and you have to have some remnant of the creature, via either blood or skin or hair or
Is
something,
there somewhere
to create the magical ink.
Displace your
Wait.
beast. Which was that?
This is the thing that looks like a cat with a bunch of tails.
Mm.
I had the feather, and we were able to read. Was Rydell able to read it so we know what
I hated the
the
panther,
bird
that's
was?
The peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called the Narcissus peacock.
What does it do?
It's almost hypnotizing.
It is almost hypnotizing.
That's what I have in
Ooh,
my
the,
notes
Matt,
of
the
it.
weeping angel.
It's
blood.
so
What was
beautiful that it's almost
That do?
hypnotizing.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys all up front that the tattoos will be a bonus action to detach it from your skin. It can make one attack, and each one will have a special ability also that you could choose to do. I will determine the special abilities once I know what everybody picks, so that they're pretty much equal. So I'm not going to tell you what it's going to do right now. So it's mostly for flavor. Try to pick something that you would actually want, or your character would actually want on you. That's what mostly it's about. Don't try to be meta about it. Just
What
Well-
options are there?
Anything that we've come across, I will text you a picture of the things that I have blood of.
What's a mind flare again? That was what we fought a while ago,
That's
right?
they've got little tentacle-y faces, and they can
they're
like.
like the sorcerer kind of guys, the humanoids with the tentacle faces.
So it has to be like a creature.
You can Google all those things and find pictures
Oh,
of
I
them.
want to see that. Yeah, let me do that.
I just want to hand him my scroll
Okay.
and my scale.
You hand over the scroll that you got from Yapotuma of the Kirin in this elaborate black and gold ink, along with the scale that the Kirin itself presented to you when you came face to face with it in the Spirit Forest. He instantly nods in agreement. Where do you want it? You seem to have quite the number of tattoos already.
Oh jeez, I don't even know if I've heard it.
Yeah, wherever you
I
want.
don't know. I don't know.
No
I
preference?
didn't think of this. Anywhere that's easy for you. Not my
Maybe on your side or leg?
Yeah, my leg. Let's
Leg?
do my leg.
I don't
Down
remember
the-
what
down the
one
leg?
is, and I think I have
Sounds
several.
good to
I
me.
think
You
there's
have
one
a Kirin kind of
that's
wrapping
fine.
around your leg, dancing and
Perfect.
okay.
I know what I want.
It's super creepy.
Yeah, there's-
So
I don't know.
Ren is the first, and she gets her leg tattoo of the Kirin tattooed down her leg, and you can now summon it, and it's the same size as the
Did we get
tattoo.
to
It's a small version,
First beast we fought.
but it can
That was
detach
what I got.
at will and either just walk around with you. and you can also use them.
Damn, this is such a hard. This is like getting a real tattoo.
This
Like,
is the
I know.
cheapest.
So like, I don't know.
Maybe.
I want to do this. I want to do that.
Wait,
That's not like we're
I
gonna.
know what I want.
So Rin gets the
And
Kieran.
when the Kieran is off of you, it has like this gold, almost like your radiant sunburst color to it. This very like radiant color to it.
Who's next? I'm waiting for
All
everyone.
right, Bree, what do you get?
I go last.
Well, nobody else has anything from
Kraken.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I want it down my arm, like the tentacle to come down my arm. That's not fucked up. Thank you.
Okay.
And I want the head to like come around, so it's up here, like down.
Okay. Well, Fel has never seen a Kraken, so you need to either like draw him a picture or.
I'm very technical in that. Because I have a great cantrip. Good job.
Which one's that?
I don't know. That's what my favorite thing is. It's because I automatically know what the fuck I'm supposed to do to get whatever.
Do you have minor illusion?
Yeah.
You could make a minor illusion of the Kraken, like a small version of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can just like do it.
All right. So it's like a purplish greenish blood that you got from the Kraken. So the tattoo itself is also this like purplish greenish color, going down your arm, and it's really cool. The tentacles like end just above your wrist, and you can now have this small little Kraken detached from your body.
It's gonna be a very good mascot for the trip.
Kraken.
All right. Who's
His name
next?
is Scully.
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 Scully the Falcon.
I'm gonna do the displacer beast.
Okay.
I want it to be as big as possible. So I want it to be like coming, like the face of it and like an arm coming over my shoulder.
Okay.
And then have the whole body like wrapping around my side and like going down my leg so that like the tails are wrapping around my leg.
Okay.
So it's gonna be almost as big as I am.
Yeah.
And
It's a big
It
tattoo.
might cost extra.
it's fine.
Might take a few sessions. Yeah.
Because my skin is dark, like purpley color, I want it in white. So it'll be
Well,
white.
the color has to be. It's the blood of the creature. The displacer beasts have kind of a reddish, but this like almost glowy blue to the blood.
Oh.
So it'll have
As
kind
long
of
as
a
it's
bluish
visible.
glow to it, but
Yeah.
it's mostly like kind of reddish blue variety of color. So yeah, you can get that. So you get your displacer beast. Rydell and Gaius, Cage.
I go last. Oh well, we'll see what everybody else is doing.
I want to see what it's like for a metal man to get a tattoo.
Can I do Bree's arm?
That would be hilarious.
Just an arm, just like
I still have it.
it's Big B. It's Burry's hand instead
So
of
you
Big
could
B's
just
hand.
get Marie tattooed on you because you have her arm and you have her
Oh, she
sitting
would
here.
love that. I'll do the Mind Flayer, I think.
Mind flare.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want it?
Very small and like back here.
Okay. Just like on the behind your ear, kind of like on top of your neck. So you get this rather menacing looking mind flare. Again, this kind of greenish, reddish blood. So it appears as that, and then when it pops off, it like just stands on your shoulder menacingly because it's so small.
Hey, my buddy.
Weird.
I got the dying raven on their side. A little Mind Flayer.
Oh
on
wait,
the side.
before you get it, you have to find a way to show Fel what a mind flare looks like.
Kind of draw it.
You can try.
You want me to do the same thing for you?
Can you shape into that?
Oh.
Or no?
You can't.
What about the
polymorph
circlet? Use the circlet.
I have minor illusion. I could
use the
That's a good
circlet, and
idea.
you can just think about it and remember fighting it and seeing it, and he'll see it.
too.
That's very
You
clever.
can do you can do that. Minor illusion works. You can try to draw it.
Yeah, I have minor illusion also.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Okay. So you create a minor illusion of the mind flare. Works. You get it exactly how I
You
described.
got a what? You got what?
Kieran.
The Kieran. Gaius and Cage. That's all that's left.
The first beast we fought in session 0, that was the Quaggoth, right? Is that
I thought that was the Displacer Beast. Maybe it was the Quaggoth.
No, we did Plagoth first.
Oh, Displacer Beast was in High Spider Academy. That's right.
the Quaggoth?
The Quaggoth.
Quaggoth.
Okay.
I have.
I gotta look up what that is
Maylock
because I forget the Quaggoth. What'd you say?
blood. I have Maylock blood.
Meyerlock.
Meyerlock.
Meyerlurk?
Meanlock?
I have that.
I think it's
Meanlock.
Meanlock.
Yeah.
Looks like this.
Oh yeah, those are cool. Okay, so that's kind of got this like actually silverish and green color to it.
Yeah, perfect.
So where do you want that?
I'll take it. Take it like just like right on my chest here.
Okay, so like kind of across the chest.
Yeah.
You get this like wolf-like creature with these long limbs and fangs in this greenish silver color, like on the upper part of your chest. To the side.
Yes.
It's it's about this big, but when it hops off, it starts like lurking around with you. Cage, you're on the last one.
Right now, what did you get?
I did the Mind Flayer.
What did you get?
I have so many
What did you get,
specimens,
Yeah,
I got the
know.
Quagoth.
but I don't think I want to do
Quack.
any of those.
Q
To be
U
honest.
Well, did you see her
I
list?
know.
No, I know what I want.
O T H.
I want to do a full back piece
Okay.
of Weeping Angels.
Ooh. Well, you can get one weeping angel.
One Weeping Angel.
With the wings like.
Yeah, with the wings like
Like
open up
yours.
against your back, and then
Have you
like
seen
her
her back
covering your
tattoo?
eyes.
No.
Show them your tattoo.
I'm not taking my shirt off.
No, just lift it back up.
No, it's down to like my shoulder blades. There's no way.
He's
Okay,
got
so-
wings on his back.
Ooh,
Anyway,
I need to see this.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna see
We
it.
may have.
I'm probably.
Regardless, so you get this weeping angel blood, which is like black with little bit of like silver tint to it as well. So it's this like very macabre, dark wings spread across your upper shoulders. Now it's not tattooed, but it is painted on there magically because you can't tattoo your metallic skin. But it is permanent. And when it comes off, it's about a weeping angel this size. It just kind of floats around, covering her eyes
Sweet.
with these long wingspans.
I would bet that the special ability is going to be like a whole monster thing. Because it freezes stuff.
I will have to write everyone down. So make sure you guys write it down, whichever you're getting.
I have the whole list.
Okay. Because it'll probably take me before the next session until I come up with all the abilities. Just to make sure nobody's like overpowered and stuff. All right.
We're fine with being overpowered.
Getting everybody's tattoos takes some time. Obviously, Fel can only do so much, and he's doing one person at a time. So an indistinct amount of time passes. You guys settle into Sigil pretty nicely, and eventually you're approached by a member of House Enduring. He tells you that it's time to meet with the Lady of Path. And to meet with her, you go to the very, very center of the city. There's a big floating island above the city with one massive crystal jutting out from the center. All of these crystals that line the city of Sigil, this island has like the primary crystal just floating above the city. You guys can start heading there at your discretion.
Before we go,
I want to go.
Don't
see
go
my-
without it.
You want to take a quick break?
let's take a
I'm
2-minute
gonna
break.
have to ask for that.
Yeah.
So I'm up next to bed. So
I think that there's two options. You and I could just go, just us,
Okay.
and see what happens. That way nobody else is at risk. Or we could write her a really nice letter to let her know that we took care of things, but we did not need to impose on her privacy because we did not require the favor, but we wanted her to know things were taken care of. And see if she writes back to
I
us.
think the proper thing to do would be meet in person.
So if everybody else doesn't want to go, the two of
The
us
two
could
of
go,
us could go.
while somebody else is getting tattooed.
Right.
If you guys are leaving, I think I should put my mark on one of you so that if something were to happen, I would know how to find you.
I would allow it.
Okay.
We also have the circlets.
True.
Again.
Right now, I know Rin has a circlet, and I could not remember for the life of me who had the other one, so I had Nate roll for it, and it landed on him. But if you guys know exactly who it's supposed to be on,
I had it because nobody else had used
Do you
it,
want?
but I
I
don't.
think maybe the two of us should wear it so we don't have to speak in front of her, and we can communicate while we're there. And if we decide like, oh, our whole ploy is not really going so great. Maybe we should
We can
just try and
peace out.
try and get the hell out of there, or
Because I guess if we're gone long enough,
Alright.
somebody will come
I'm
look.
the one with the hair now.
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
You have a string. It's like a snake. It's
Mhm.
basically a snake that.
Yeah, we'd
Chrysophilus
have to take
plucked
that from
her
you.
head.
and we could all go if
Yeah.
you guys want. But I feel like
I
I
have
feel
a
like
feeling you probably shouldn't
Actually,
go.
me going there sounds like a terrible idea.
she's gonna know.
Yeah.
what's what.
Immediately,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Immediately.
I'm
It's a good point.
very undeceptive, so I should not be.
I don't think I should be there either, to be honest.
She already likes me. How's my deception?
Whatever you guys want to play.
I got a
I don't
plus
think I
2.
should
I
go.
just,
I have a +7 right now.
I'm just
Oh.
picturing
Ooh.
I
Cage's
still have
face
a
looks like. You remember
That's
the
pretty
dude
good.
from The Water Boy who like only one eye could look straight, the other
Yeah.
one was all.
He's got the blindfold on right now, so you can't see the wonky eyes.
That'd be amazing. I'm like, you look beautiful.
Waterboy, that's a good one.
Then do you have a spare?
My friend's dad was the cop in the movie.
Oh, really?
The cop?
And Waterboy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But
That, that looks like it took place in Florida because like the gators and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
sure.
what do you want to ask of her, since we don't need the audience anymore? Just to have like a favor, you owe us one type deal? Or
If someone finds the zoo and finds her sister alive,
no one's gonna find this.
Well, that's another reason not to sell it to anyone.
true.
But it's also not easy to find her. You have to be looking for her.
Does she leave her house anyway?
Estragol?
Yeah.
Estragol does not seem to.
You
Will
don't
she
know.
come find us? I
Um,
thought we forgot about her and couldn't do it.
Maybe her sister killed us. She don't know.
It's possible.
Well, we just have to think about what are we gonna ask for? What are we gonna get out of going?
Yeah, there's only one reason you would do it. Is to
Because
tell
we're
her
gonna get something from her. We're gonna tell her that we
Yeah,
took
it's
care
all-
of it,
it's all-
and that we don't need the audience.
But we'd
because
have- whatever we-
attained it by some other means. But
whatever we get from her, we need to get it now because we don't want to see her again. Because by the chance we meet her again, she could find out that we lied to her.
Why don't we
So
do
whatever
this
we're getting,
after
we-
the
We would want to get the benefits of it immediately.
why don't we do this after we see the Lady of Pain? Because I feel like that's something that's like literally living over the middle of the city. We
Yes,
don't wanna miss our chance there.
we're
How
planning
big
on
is the
doing this
meeting?
while the tattoos are
A meeting
happening.
like this with the Lady of Pain is huge.
Right. So like everyone would already know.
I mean, she meets with people, but I mean, unless you're like going out telling people, yeah, I'm gonna meet with the Lady of Pain, they wouldn't know.
I suppose we could keep it ambiguous and say that we require strength to defeat our foes back home. So whatever she has,
to help aid. Yeah, all right.
that way we don't ask for too little.
Right. Some kind of boon.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. While I'm getting tattooed.
All right, I'll put my mark on Marosha.
Okay, what's the mark look like?
What do you want it to look like?
I get to choose.
It's like a brand basically that he puts on you.
Honeybee.
Honeybee.
Okay. On your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So the inside of your hand has he takes your hand in his and you feel like a sting as it just it
That's
burns
appropriate.
into your hand. It's a little honeybee. And now you can sense Marosha's presence and direction no matter where she goes.
All right. House Medusa, here we come.
All right. Marosha and Cage, as you approach House Medusa, you enter to the front door. You see another the barrel of tattered cloth standing outside. You guys want to blindfold yourself? Cage already is blindfolded. Marosha, would you like to blindfold
Yes,
yourself?
please.
Okay. You blindfold yourself, holding onto Cage as he can now see pretty well with his blind sight. Enter into House Medusa. It's dead silent in here. Things have become untidy again in the time that you've been gone.
I wish you could straighten up.
You had,
You guys put on the
You
helmets,
take
right?
this.
This-
She's not here.
No,
She's not
you guys put on the circle at helms, right?
did you guys have the circlets on?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
Or
guys
circle,
throw
so
your
we have
circlets
the, we have the
into
hair
your
piece.
She's
She's not here. You want to lift up your blindfold and just straighten up a bit? She seemed to really like that last time.
Alright, I at first just lift up like one eye and then realize how dumb that is after a little while and do both so I can actually see what I'm doing.
Make a performance check. You can assist if you want.
Of course I do.
26.
I don't think you need to assist. You tidy up quite a bit in the short amount of time that you guys are alone in the foyer of this large mansion. Eventually you hear just like dainty little footsteps in the hallway.
Footsteps?
Yeah. She has humanoid body.
Oh, okay.
Her sister had this serpent body because
Okay.
she was blighted. But she is humanoid mostly with this like ashen gray skin, golden eyes, and serpent hair that weave and dangle around her
I'm gonna
shoulders.
cover my eyes when we hear her coming.
Okay. As you guys stand silent, you can just faintly see with your blind sight the silhouette of Estragol approach you, just like almost gliding across the surface of the floor. And she says, "So, the charming one and one of his companions have returned. Did the rest of them fall victim to my sister?"
Yes, she was quite the foe.
Make a deception check.
Just to go back, I did give you guys
Yeah.
that thing. Okay, just throwing it.
13.
You have
Okay.
inspiration and
You got like 40 of them.
Yeah,
I
I
have
suggest
four, I think three.
you
I think
use
I think
one
13's
of
alright.
those, maybe.
Okay. She's silent for a moment and says, "Then, did you two accomplish your goal? You put my dear sister, my poor diseased sister, at rest."
We don't have to worry about her anymore.
You can like feel her face now, like as she approaches you, and you feel like the serpents of the hair just like brush against your cheek, and like whispering into your ear, she says, "That is not what I asked of you. Is she dead?"
Yes.
Make a deception check.
Natural 20. Oh my god!
Okay.
Jen, thank God you rolled well for us.
Slap her in the face with the tentacle, with the snake piece.
She
I'm gonna say yes.
yeah, the serpent recoils from your cheek, and you see her glide back. "Then have you proof? I asked for her head."
It's kind of a lot to hold on to.
And a bit tattered at the end. There wasn't a whole lot left. This hammer here does some pretty serious damage.
"Then what have you besides your word?"
Oh, we are able to take back this.
You hand her the snake strand of hair from Persephorus' head. Cage, you can see her gliding it through her fingers and stretching it out, and she's staring at it intently. She says, "Are you familiar with House of Ruberus of Sigil? One of the old three great houses." "Of course, no longer."
No.
"Well, there's a tradition of snake reading. They believe that every serpent written on its skin holds truth, a universal truth. And for those that can read, the snakes can unlock the secrets of the universe." She's gliding her fingers over the serpent, and she's staring at it intently. "Do you know what this snake says?"
I'm not a snake reader.
"This snake tells me that it did indeed belong to my sister."
That sounds right.
That's where we got it.
Unless there were other snakes. I mean, that would be really embarrassing.
Let's hope not.
But it also tells me that there might not be an entire truth to what you say.
I'm pretty good. Telling what's dead and what's alive.
So you may think. And I believe that you believe that. So, given that we've both lost something dear to us, my sister and your companions, I will arrange a meeting with the Lady of Pain.
Well, we were actually already able to do that through the means of the House Undying.
You
Undying.
hear like kind of hiss beneath her teeth as we mention the house name.
They're silly, but I mean that part was super easy. But we didn't want to leave you. That would be rude.
Make a persuasion check.
21.
Okay. She seems a little upset at like kind of the alteration of the deal, but she believes you.
We meant no offense by it, but we just figured since we went and took care of your task, that maybe, seeing the change in circumstances, you would just have something to help us when we return to our homeworld, to empower us both. We have many strong foes that await us upon return.
And he just wanted a hat. I mean, we can take it or leave it with them, but having something to remember you by would be so much more meaningful.
Well then, I shan't leave you empty-handed. What is it you wish? Money?
Honestly, power.
The power to do what?
Win.
Stay here for a moment. She leaves the room for a few minutes, and she comes back with a small, almost like briefcase-like chest, a few feet by about a foot and a half. Do not open this inside, but when you return home, you may find it useful.
Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Just.
I'm gonna do a really, really deep curtsy.
Okay. Blindly curtsy, you're like a foot and a half off from her direct line of sight, but
It's my best.
yeah. She's just like staring you guys down as you slowly back away.
Don't turn your back.
And you guys leave?
Thank
It
you.
was great seeing you again.
She's silent.
She's still here.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You guys eventually find the door and exit House Meadows.
Are you gonna hold on to the box?
Yeah.
Did you say what was in the box, or otherwise just?
She did
Just
not.
look at it and tell
And
me
you guys
later.
decided not to ask what that was at all.
Nope.
Trusted her.
I
Power.
mean, there's a good
It's gonna be
chance
some
it could
serious
be
snake.
empty,
just a-
Just the Cobra ready to
We
bite
haven't
us.
lost anything.
or a nice note that says like,
I don't want to
Yeah.
pull
I
up.
know.
We'd still be home, so it's fine.
true, very true.
Yeah, she already thinks we're lying, and she just gave you guys a bomb and said, "Open it when you get home."
Yeah.
It could be anything. It could be anything.
It could be a boat.
Powerful. It could be just like.
It could be
Do
a
we
boat.
take the gold or do we take the mystery box?
It
could be a gold.
It could be gold. About the boat. It could be
It's gonna be a boat.
I mean, we can just get a minute to open, or like.
Did it.
Oh, that seems mean.
They've done it all.
All right, you guys rejoin your party.
Isn't that what Peebles is for?
I was gonna say Peebles, but that felt mean.
What if
I
it's
feel like
like,
we can
what if it's
revive
like a couple of her like offspring, like snake like hairs, and they take over the planet, and then it's just Snake Planet.
Throw it underground.
Snake Planet.
I think it's like The Dragon Eggs from whatever podcast Ryan had us listen to.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. The Barstool Sports.
Oh yeah.
The D&D.
Oh my god.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yes.
because there
There
were
were no sports
during
so
the
they made all
quarantine.
their
Oh, there's
like-
D&D. I didn't see that.
That's
So
cool.
they
That's a
invited
cool idea.
some podcaster on to DM for them.
I wonder who it was. I bet I know who it was.
Probably. Were they
No,
good?
it was yeah.
It was
someone-
hilarious because they don't know anything about it. So the DM was like holding their hand
Yeah.
through, like literally through everything, but it was cool because like
It's really all I want Brennan Lee Mulligan to do anymore. It's just DM all over the place.
That's great. Okay, you guys are rejoined. You have your mysterious briefcase.
Yes. We have blocks.
Have you gathered Fell and are
Joel
making?
McHale. Sorry.
Who?
Joel McHale.
I don't know that one. I don't know Joel McHale.
Maybe.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
He's from Community.
Oh
the
yeah.
soup.
Oh yeah, he was in the D&D episode of Community, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He DM'd?
no, I think he was one of the people.
Oh, okay.
He was
Wait,
probably
is
one
it
of the
Joel
people.
McHale? No, yeah.
Didn't he
Because
do the
isn't-
soup?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he was not the DM.
He's a
Hold on.
giant. Apparently, he might be taller than me. But
Okay.
He doesn't
All
look
right,
like
so
it.
we got our case.
I saw
We
you
got
stand
our
up. It's fucking huge.
You got your case. You got Fell. You guys going up to
going
see?
for our audience.
Okay. You have acquired an audience with the Lady of Pain as you make your way to the central island. As you approach the prefaces below this floating island, the shards of jagged crystal glass begin floating in front of you, creating like a staircase up to this floating island as you guys approach. Fell following you closely from the back of the party, remaining silent. And as you approach this floating island, this large crystal in the center, you see a number of other Dabu standing there, floating just inches above the ground, unlike Fell, just standing there patiently. And as you stand there for just a few moments, you do see an image form in the crystal before you. Let me find a picture of the Lady of Pain.
Tim Woods.
Okay.
Tim Woods. It's the DM.
Done.
Oh, no.
So this masked face, like porcelain face with this ring of jagged crystal around her face. This is the picture of the Lady of Pain that I just texted you. Appears in the crystal, and this massive crystal just looming over you. And as you guys stand there for a few minutes, eventually the face looks down upon you. And the form of the Lady of Pain steps outward from the crystal. Massive, massive feminine figure. But as she steps out, she begins to shrink down to your size to appear less imposing. She shrinks down to about 7 feet tall.
Did we want to restore Cage's sight before this happened?
Yeah. You're gonna say we did that.
Okay.
Do we need to do anything in particular, or just say that?
You're casting greater restoration. Do you have the components?
I don't, but I'm pretty sure I can find somebody around here who does.
Okay. So we'll take away.
I'm sorry, Shelly. What?
Can't I just fix him?
No.
Because
We'll-
he's not technically. a
We'll take
construct.
away an additional 10 blue beads for the component.
Blue.
10 or white. Sorry, white. 10 white. 10 white beads.
It'd still be worth it, all right?
You're
Settle
sorry,
down.
Isn't that
Yeah, you're fine there,
I'm
Daredevil.
checking
You're
my
all right.
pockets for my phone. It's directly in front of my
less
face.
things?
I looked at it's diamond dust worth at least 100 gold pieces.
Okay, so 10 white. It's pretty close. So we'll say 10 white beads. You find their necessary components to cast Greater Restoration. You do restore Cage's sight before all this. You still have your blind sight too. You can kind of turn it off and on.
Sweet.
Because of the blindfold.
Sorry.
Thank you. As the lady shrinks down to about 7 feet tall, she just starts kind of like pacing in front of you. Fell like kind of his head down behind you all, and as she stops in front of him, she does not speak, but you hear Fell respond. Yes, my lady. No, I would never. Only to be in your presence once again. That is all. And then Fel looks up, steps forward through your group, and stands in front of the Lady of Pain. She puts a hand on his shoulder, and he begins to float, like the other Dabu. His head kind of tilts back, and you see tears kind of falling down his face as his eyes grow white and his mouth opens. And you hear a voice coming from it, but it is not Fel's. You hear a feminine voice. As the Lady of Pain now turns to look at all of you, Fel at her side, the voice of the Lady of Pain exits through Fel's mouth. And you hear, "Welcome, Wardens. I appreciate your patience, and I want to thank you for observing and obeying the laws of secret. I truly hope you've enjoyed your time here. Undoubtedly, you have questions. I know you come from a world in turmoil. I can offer you hospice. I can offer you safety. In my world, you will feel no pain. But you have achieved an audience with me, and undoubtedly you have questions. I will answer to the best of my abilities."
You probably should have figured out who was going to be doing the talking.
Are
What do
an
you
old
know?
god?
I am an old god, an elder god, one of the top of the hierarchies of God. There are lesser gods, as you are familiar with in your world, but we, the old gods, exist outside of time.
What do you know of the old blood?
The old blood is the blood of an old god.
Do you know where we might? There seems to be a problem with people having old blood in our planet,
Abusing it.
using it for healing, and using it to destroy.
Yes. Tell me, what do you know of your own world? Do you know why we call you Wardens?
No.
Because we're super awesome and you had already heard about us?
Tragically, no. Your world was created by myself and along with 3 other gods. We built it as a prison for the elder god Tharizdun. Tharizdun.
Wait, again?
Tharizdun. Tharizdun.
TUN.
D-U-N. Tharizdun is the god of chaos, the god of fear. And it took 3 elder gods to imprison him, and yet we could not kill him. Your entire realm was built to pacify him. Everything about it. The 6 moons, the 12 gods, even the life that exists on your world, keeps the balance of the prison. And it is self-sustaining. For if the balance is disrupted and Tharizdun wakes, then a cataclysm will occur. A mass extinction, sometimes in the form of disease or war. But upon that cataclysm, the prison is reset and Tharizdun is once again pacified. And she turns and steps in front of Marosha. Your people are the ones responsible for this secret. They guard it. They have shown a resistance to Tharizdun's influence. You do not know this.
Is that what they're for?
Yes.
Well, that's not what I thought at all.
A guarded secret. Your kind has survived through many cataclysms. 300 years ago, by your time, a group of adventurers stopped the mass cataclysm from occurring, and thus the balance was never reset. Tharizdun once again awakes, and his influence can be seen throughout your world. plague, war, disease, famine, are but symptoms of Tharizdun's influence. There will be another cataclysm. Your world will reset, as it has done several times before.
And who's responsible for starting this cataclysm? Who's responsible for trying to disrupt the balance?
300 years ago, that same group that prevented the cataclysm chose to let a necromancer ascend to
Saito.
godhood. Yes, the god of death in your world, Saito. The 13th god. There can only be 12. And as his power grows, it feeds. Because as Theridun's influence spreads like a cancer throughout the world, and more people die to famine, war, and disease, Saito, being the god of death, grows ever powerful. And thus it is a cascading effect. But it is not without good news. You are safe here in Sigil, and you can remain here. When the world resets, Tharizdun will once again be pacified, and you will not have to worry.
What's
Wait.
left after we reset?
Very little, sadly.
How long until we reset?
Hard to say. Depends on the power of Saito. Depends on the other gods as well. As Saito's power grows, another of the gods may weaken. And if that god is killed, then the balance may be restored slightly. If either of the gods are killed, the balance may be restored.
It's funny that this all linchpins on Saito, as I was a paladin and champion for him.
She steps in front of you. I know you were. But I do not blame you for this. You believed in a false promise of balance.
That's all I was after.
Because of that balance and because of that oath that you took, you struggled with things like impulse, revenge, and mercy. What if I told you that those things too were a part of balance?
It starts to make sense a little bit more.
I rule Sigil in accordance with my view of balance. You're a good man, Cage. And while an evil man may be feared in a time of war, and people may flee before them, when a good man goes to war, even demons run. If you would promise me, when you return to Lunadil, to enforce your own view of balance, I will gift you with the strength.
Seems perfect.
Although,
Although, have you heard?
the glory of the Eclipse.
I must say I do have some faith, although not a whole lot. I was just longing for direction in my absence of
I could tell.
a true path.
You are clinging to any god that might have
Yeah.
you, and your path to self-discovery will not be frowned upon. I am not a jealous god. I require no praise. I require no worship or sacrifice. I only ask that you act in accordance with your own view of balance.
That I can promise.
It is good to see that your words hold true from that which you spoke of the Labyrinth of the Web. You caught my attention when you answered in that way. Then will you take the oath?
I shall.
She puts a hand on your shoulder. You can feel immediate, just like radiance echoing into your body. Repeat after me. Never cruel nor cowardly.
Never cruel nor cowardly.
Surrender only to restitution.
Surrender only to restitution.
Fear not death,
Fear not death,
for life is a cage.
for life is a cage.
As you say the final words, radiant energy just bursts through your body. Jagged crystals of glass and crystal just erupt from your armors and pauldron. The tattered cape cloak of Saito that wore, that was almost singed off, just gets thrown away to the wind, and a new one with the crystalline symbol of the Lady of Pain falls, just billows down below you. Your body now encased in this like crystalline armor, and then it shatters, and you feel strong. It's a different source of power that you had with Saito.
In the squishy.
With Saito,
Kimba.
your powers, when you channeled your divinity, you felt the tether. You felt that this power was on wind, and it came with repercussions, and it came with circumstances. But this power is your own. It is not on loan. This is yours, and it was a gift.
Sick.
Nice.
It feels good. It feels good, man.
Here is your new character shape. Paladin with a balance.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, balance. Woo.
Lady, may I ask you one more question?
Oh, before she finishes, she said she's not a jealous god. You may continue to prey upon the enkindlers if you find my power is not adequate. And I would not fight you for that.
Because she thinks it's funny.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
What is the source of the old blood in our world?
The blood is being harvested from Tharizdun himself, the chain god. He dwells below the surface. Near your people, they have guarded him for millennia.
Didn't we already figure out that the blood was literally being distributed by Baruch's brother?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we should take the bomb we just got and bring it down there.
You did say
Hmm.
that if maybe we got rid of one of the other gods and keep 12, balance might be restored.
Yes, if not for a time.
Isn't one of the gods living here?
Which one?
Crydaeus.
Crydaeus. You kind of hear like a small chuckle beneath the mask. He does not live here. The lesser gods may come to Sigil to do business, knowing and without fear of assassination, but they do not dwell here.
So if we stopped Saito, if we were able to somehow kill him, it would create balance again and stop the
Or
cataclysm.
another.
Or another, but it seems like Saito's the one that
Must be 12.
Saito could keep going and unbalance, continue getting stronger and creating more unbalance. Even if we kill a different god, a lesser one that he's stealing power from, it would still continue to get uneven. Correct?
You are correct. Killing a lesser god would restore the balance. But killing a god is no small feat even by my standards. And unfortunately, I cannot leave Sigil to do that. Your world is self-sustaining. If you just wait.
Do you know how long we have?
Maybe 100 years, maybe 20.
Are we still wearing the circlets?
Yes.
Or I'm gonna think to you. Okay, I said I only had one more question.
Pretty sure
but
she's
can I
pretty
have
sure
another
she's
one?
a god. I'm pretty sure she's
Can
fine.
you ask her how you kill a god? Because
How many others like you are there left?
Including Tharizdun?
Yeah.
There are 5 of us. But their powers are beyond my reach, and I cannot communicate them. We only came together once, and that was to imprison Tharizdun.
Interesting.
So there's no chance Tharizdun actually gets released, right? From all this, Tharizdun is still there.
Oh, well, this is prison.
I mean, it'll reset. He's not going anywhere, but it's still going to destroy the entire
Right.
planet.
Right.
Correct.
So, is there any advice you give us on how we would stop Saito?
How do you go about killing a god?
No
Even
one
a
being
lesser
safe.
god.
No prison is built without keys and locks. You can kill the god with a god-killing weapon. Combined with the rites of binding, it is possible. Saito himself was once mortal. He can be again. But you will need a key. And one of the crystals floating around her floats in front of her and then elongates. And then it shatters into, it looks like a stone gray staff with almost like Corinthian style like designs down the side of it. It's about maybe 3 feet tall. About 6 or 7 inches from the top, there's a circular hole in it with like another crystal just like floating around in it. She grabs it in her hand. This weapon is old as the deal itself. She hands it to Cage. This is Realm's Warden. It's on your sheet.
Sick.
By attuning to key locations in the deal, its power will grow. And should you meet Saito face to face, upon growing its power, you may smite him.
Excellent.
Do you know where the key locations are?
Under nature.
I know of them. There are 3. You must learn the size of the deserts. You must reach the world's peak. And you must heal the world's scar. Attuning to these locations will grant you this ability to kill others.
What was the peaks one?
Reach
the world's
reach the
peak.
world's peak.
Isn't that the first?
This is the most notes I have ever taken in this.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. It's one of those games.
Matt, did you send my map?
Huh?
My map?
I don't think so.
You got
There
the
should
tree
be one
place,
floating around.
You got the land of the red moon, you got the trees, and then I'm guessing the purple south.
Oh, wait. What is it?
All the places we haven't been.
Literally,
Oh,
how did that happen?
what a coincidence.
You mean they're all not in Gildon? That you guys have spent half of this campaign in? That's crazy.
Weird.
Interesting. Can I just look at the Lady of Pain and be like, can you just tell us, since no one knows, how long we have been here? Because it seems like it's been a really long time.
Have you not enjoyed your stay here?
I have. I just like to be traveling.
We have loved ones back in the deal.
I don't really like order for some reason.
By your time, 19 months.
On the subject of loved ones, do you know, mine's vanished roughly 2 years ago now. And do you know where they might have vanished to?
Sadly, I do not. My eyes on Lunadil are mostly focused on Thursday to ensure his slumber.
Do I have my weapon here or no? I don't have that.
Yeah, you would have Xenos, your black sword, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, is there any chance they're in here? Present her the weapon.
I sense one of your kind, but only one.
Thank you.
And as you pull it back, you hear the whisper of Xenos' voice. You hear his dying words echo in your mind. Fear the old blood.
I feel like we're all gonna be insane by the end of this campaign.
Have you any other questions?
I've seen what the old blood has done to empower and somewhat enrage or craze beings on our realm. What would happen if we would take some, drink some, infuse some into our system? Would we lose?
Madness, strength,
But
death?
madness, for sure.
Potentially, yes. Most likely.
No way of like taking just a little hit.
People have attempted to use the old blood to their advantage. None of them have succeeded. Perfectly, anyway.
Okay. Can I have some blood?
You hear another laugh come from the foe. Not even you could take it from the cage.
Fair enough. I like this weapon though. It's pretty cool.
And it does just look like a staff, but as you hold it, you can feel the power from it, and as you like channel your power into it, a large like hammer bulges out from the two sides of it into like a large warhammer.
Sweet.
Oh, could Saito ever become an elder god like yourself?
Possibly. If,
He can rise.
as a god of death, it is a peculiar incident.
That doesn't worry you as well to try to stop him?
He poses no threat to Sigil.
True.
Where can we find some of your other gods, since this is kind of a portal to where a bunch of people go?
There are realms and universes that of which that you could not comprehend, that were not built for your brains to be able to handle. I would not recommend seeking them.
Was that in here that was seeking what?
The other elder gods.
Nice.
That fifth dimension is a bitch.
Fair enough.
Now then, it seems you are resolute in your decision to return to your world.
Ooh,
You gotta go?
no.
Oh.
So you gotta go back.
But my offer and invitation for you to stay here does stand. You've become quite the noble citizens of Sigil, and I would be happy to have you.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I might be back one day. If you would have me.
You would be welcome, all of you. Cage, you may commune with me should you seek further guidance.
Thank you. And one last thing. What's to become of our friend Fel?
She looks over her shoulder. Who fell, still like hovering in the air, like the voice coming from his mouth. He will return amongst my ranks as my voice. He has paid the price, and I will offer him a position back amongst the Dabo.
Also,
Should we call him something different now that he's not super fell anymore?
The Dabu have no other name, but you can call him whatever you like.
I mean,
also I
I'm
think
trying not to
friend
stay away.
might want to take this tortoise with us, if you don't mind, when we go back.
When you're ready to leave Sigil and return to your worlds, find a door, a portal, and the way will be open to you. And should anyone choose to join you of their own volition, they are welcome to.
Thank you. Where you got your tortoise?
Chortle the turtle.
Chortle.
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 Now then, I have enjoyed our talk. I have enjoyed your company in Sigil. Best of luck to you, and if you fail and the cataclysm occurs, my thoughts will be with you. You guys
something.
begin to exit as she steps back into the crystal. And you guys begin to exit
Oh, before you leave, what's in that crystal? Where do you go?
She is in all of the crystals. Like that's just
She's
her,
always
it's like kind of her way of being omnipotent.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Yeah, what's in the box?
You guys begin to descend, and as you do, Cage bringing up the rear, she says, "Oh, Cage." You turn back. You watch them run. She steps into the crystal and fades.
Watch the what?
Watch them run. The demons run when a good man goes to war. All right. Quick break.
Yeah.
30. Nice. You get some shit done still.
Yeah.
Didn't we run long enough? Literally never used it.
So did you take a look at those abilities?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
They're not spells. They're channel divinities. So they should
Well,
be.
they're in here, right?
No. So if you go to your actions,
Okay. So
hit that button, the
this one.
dots, and then go to actions.
Actions.
They should be in there somewhere. Channel divinity.
That's drag. Tip the scales.
Yes, to the scales is one of them.
Yes, that's bestow curse and crustader's mantle and all these.
Yeah, you
things
guys
are
have, like,
new
the same
too.
Those are
Right.
spells. Those are your new spells.
New
Yeah.
spells.
Say what? Oh.
Yeah, I told you we were getting a little outfit together for his picture day tomorrow.
And
Nice.
your aura of
It came with a
balance
bow tie,
should
and he's
be
like, "Can I please wear the bow tie?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah,
Right,
you
and I
can."
can share with everyone.
Yeah.
So
So if
what
somebody's
do we do?
near you, you can take half of the
are
damage
they
to
just
you,
doing,
since you're so fucking
My
tanky.
AC.
And you
online
can heal yourself.
photos?
No,
and
that's
shit.
what that's
My
why I
AC,
guess they
so
took
say
so
someone
fucking long to
gets
tell us.
sick.
You have to go to the school to do it, but they're only
I'm not
letting
gonna
one kid
negate that
in
hit.
here
No,
at a time.
you'll just take the
So everyone
damage.
has like a 10
But
or 15
because
minute window or
With
something where
your
you're supposed to show up.
self-healing,
Like,
lay on hands,
What if
and
they're
tip
not
the scales, you
available?
can heal yourself for 20
No
points
idea.
while also
And
doing
they told
20
us
points of
today.
damage at level 10.
and they're like, "Yeah, by the way, it's tomorrow." I was
Um,
like, "Okay."
You're
what the
much
fuck?
more
Like
manageable.
they
with
could have
your
at the
health.
very
Like, that's
least
the
been
way
like,
Paladins
we
work,
don't
is
know
that
what the
heal
schedule
tanks,
is yet,
whereas,
but it's
you know,
gonna be this
Heroism.
day.
Yeah, no, they didn't tell us.
Heroism.
Well, this is
Wow.
awesome.
Whole person.
My cousin just got their kindergartners photos back, and they look like professional photos. I don't know what they did.
Yeah, they
but-
do like touch ups and stuff now. The packages are
They did
super.
that when I was
Yeah.
in school.
Welcome back to
The
being a
funny thing is, like,
spellcaster. And you can still do
the
your divine
photos
smite
that
where
they
you use
take
a spell
of her,
slot
just
to
like
do
the
more
normal
damage,
stuff.
shit like that.
I personally
It'll take
think
some
look a
getting
little
back
bit
used to
better.
because you
She's got like
I'm
straight
gonna
hairs
definitely
like
have to
all
go
over the
through
place.
this.
Yeah,
and
you
they
spent like
didn't
4
like
days.
retouch them
Yeah,
out.
no, no,
but
Nothing.
Yeah.
she's still very
So
cute.
it'll take a minute to get back into it.
Yeah, you guys have like almost the same color.
Skills is
Almost.
a
And
reaction.
he's got the little blue dye
It's
stuff.
a
Aw.
It's not like professionally done. It comes from a bottle and it washes out in like a week, but he does it like almost every single week.
I get
Yeah.
mine from
You touch it
Lime
and
Crime
you
'cause it's a
deal-
vegan hair dye.
It depends. So if you have
have all the chemicals and
50
stuff some of the
points in
other
your
ones
lay on
do,
hands pool,
but it's called
um,
Sea Witch, so
I
it makes
can
me
deal
happy.
50 points.
you can
Nice.
deal up to 20.
Yeah, he had
You can
we
deal
got
up
like a
to
blue one.
twice your
There was like
power.
a turquoise one.
Okay.
Then there was like an electric blue.
50
Like we
points
couldn't
of
get
damage and
one
50
to
points of
just
healing.
top like enough.
Originally, that's what I came up with.
So
and
we
I thought
mixed
about it.
like
I was
2 or
like,
3 of them
fuck that.
together, and
That
it
was
came
like,
out
no
like
way.
super.
Oh, I'm dead. Nope. Boom.
That's broken.
You're dead. And I'm fine.
If he ever wants to
No,
do
that's
hot
way
pink,
Still 20 and 20
I
is
have
pretty
a
solid
whole
Yeah.
too.
jar of hot pink that I hate
I didn't move
because
it.
pink is
Did
not
you
my
take it
color.
over
I'm
somewhere?
sure you'd probably love that. I'm thinking about it.
Oh, this is so much fun. I'm gonna spend some time with these things.
So
Yeah, and now that everybody's like linked up
Do you wanna try
and
to
D&D
cover?
Beyond, it's a lot more accessible to like,
Yeah.
look at stuff.
Ooh.
Okay. Anything you guys want to do before leaving Sigil?
I guess exchange
Ooh,
a
it's
currency
almost
exchange
as good as modeling a cucumber.
would
I
make
don't
sense
know,
now.
it's probably me, yeah.
Ooh, that's delicious.
Also,
Smells like
also
straight
real talk.
cucumber.
I told Nate and Pat outside. Real talk. The reason I put that in a box briefcase is because I have no fucking idea what's in it yet. I was not expecting her to roll nat 20, and I
It's a
haven't
home run.
exactly decided what it is yet. So
Better be good for 20.
give me a minute. Give me until maybe the next game before you guys open that.
Just make it worthy.
You definitely made up for his 13 roll. So
I think that might be my first natural 20 of the
In-
campaign.
Yeah, and it would be such a clutch time too.
So
Like
clutch.
we could have both ended up dead easily. If it was a couple of shit rolls, that would have been it.
Expect nothing from me for the rest of the session.
Got it. That's fine,
okay.
you did your job.
So, anything else before you guys leave Sigil?
Currency exchange.
All right.
Well, yeah, for girl.
I don't know. Is there any weird weird place I can go to? Do weird things? I don't know.
Did we miss anything?
Did we miss anything weird?
I would have to go through all of my notes, but if you missed it then, you're probably going to miss it now. So
If there's something that you've thought of that we have not addressed, make it something shiny on our way out of town.
okay. But I think you guys are good. You guys
Okay.
covered most of what I had prepared for Sigil.
Oh. We don't have any more tokens for the lady in the well, right?
No, you haven't earned any more. The Wyvern of the Well, no.
Yeah,
Can I try the obstacle course one?
It's gone.
It's gone.
It was gone when you guys came back.
Can
You could always try
There is still the
sword.
gaming statue, but you guys didn't have much left.
No, I keep that.
What do you
What
want?
about the guy I fought?
He's gone too.
No, can I run back to House of the Enduring and see if Kratos is there?
He was only there because Vanya summoned him. So
So he's not there. And Vanya went to.
Vanya disappeared. Yeah, she said her
Yeah,
goodbyes.
she flew
Gave you the Eye of Scrying and the Ring of Snowfall.
Oh, I do have a scrying eye.
Yeah.
No,
Or
Kate
Cage
has
has
it.
the Scrying Eye.
Cage has, someone has a scrying eye.
Yeah, you have the ring.
Does Cage have the scrying eye and the jar of eyes?
Yes.
Not eyes.
Does he know?
And now he can see again, so he's good.
So
But
he's
he
got
also has the
14 extra
rat
eyes.
of true sight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blind sight. Sorry.
Mink, did you even know you had the scrying eye?
I realized that after I took the jar of eyeballs, yeah.
Oh my god.
But the
Okay.
scrying eye's on a cooldown.
But it does require attunement.
The scrying eye or the eyeballs.
The Scrying Eye requires.
Well, I've had it forever.
Yeah, Vanya gave you that.
Yeah.
All right. So at the exchange, what was the number of white beads that you have now? You got -10, so
42, I believe. Let me double check that.
42 minus 10.
52 and 60 blue.
60 blue and 52 white.
Can I get a guess? How much?
How good are you at doing math?
I don't know what the white are worth.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 850. No, 900.
It's gonna be over 1,000.
No, it wasn't. It was only 10. It was only 1,032, and we lost 20 white.
Well,
so.
the blue ones are more expensive.
All right.
So
maybe 900.
so total now, 980 gold.
I need it. Not bad.
Okay. I will add that to what we have.
You want like 9 platinum and 80 gold, or you want?
Might be
Do
easier. It might be
everything.
easier to move, less weight. I guess so.
Yeah, you're carrying bags of gold and
Alright,
clinking around.
So it's what? 9
Nine.
platinum?
9 platinum and 80 gold.
Is there anyone in town that could melt that gold down and just plate my mail with it?
No.
Probably, yeah.
And platinum helmet.
You could,
Platinum
you could
face.
find a smith.
What are you, like the
probably.
Mandalorian?
platinum
Like, get
face.
the hell out of here.
Special.
I'm
Just
sorry.
because you
what?
can see again and you turn the
9 platinum, 80 gold.
Shelly can make you way better armor than the gold armor.
Alright, fine, whatever. It's just an idea.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys now exchange the currency into gold and platinum. You want to gather up Chortle and his little Hanar buddy.
Turtle.
Turtle.
He floats over, and you guys recognize this Hanar as the same one that had been lurking around House Enduring with the little cowboy hat. And he's got like a little holster like wrapped around the body of him as he's like his little tendrils dangle.
Is it an Kindler?
Yeah, he's a little Kindler guy.
Nice.
So happy. So happy.
Yeah, so he floats up to you guys. Are these ones my new crew?
Yes. What is your name?
This one has no name.
This one.
Would you like
Would
it?
you? Yeah. You want it?
If it's not Boblin, I'm gonna be very upset.
This one would.
Dobby?
What did? No, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Boblin the Goblin.
He's not a goblin.
I know. It's gotta be a Boblin.
Looks like a Dobby.
Not a Dobby.
What do they call him? I don't know. We'll think of something.
Are the enkindlers prevalent in your world?
They
No.
will
They
be
are
now.
his.
We'll spread the word, don't you?
Then a deal will be struck, and this one will work with you on a ship and re-enter the sea. For this one is here to bring glory to the enkindlers and masticate upon chewing gum. And this one has no mouth to chew.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was gonna go.
Kick ass and chew gum, and you're all out of mouth.
Is there a dance of a deal that your people do?
Yeah, show him, Marosha.
What?
Show him the dance.
Yeah, do that.
Marosha, the dance.
Come on, everybody knows the dance.
Yeah.
His tentacles just begin to like.
I mean, there's a little bit more of an edge to.
Yeah, they
we'll
just
work
they
on
just
it.
like start flapping around, and, like hitting everybody in the face.
I'm so excited for this.
Anything else you guys want to do before you leave Sigil?
It's the only forever.
Remember what Belle said to you.
Wait.
Rest. We would
Eat.
like to
Eat.
rest.
And eat.
Okay.
Feast.
Can we? I know
Sleep.
that Nick
Can
is
we-
not
can't
here,
sleep
but
here.
You can like force yourself to sleep. You never feel tired, but you can like force yourself.
it worked so well in the. Was it a mansion? What does Nick have?
He's got the time.
He has
Tiny
a
hut.
lovely hut of kindness.
I mean, we did pretty well.
So before exiting, you guys rest up and you eat. Who's leaving Sigil?
Oh, he has thoroughly requested if we ever killed him off that he dies in a missing blaze of fireball.
He self-detonates. Got it. Okay. You guys enter, you find one of the portals on the outskirts of Sigil, way outside of the town. And as you guys approach, it opens up into silver flames flickering inward. As you guys enter through this portal, you feel that once before, like you're atomized on a molecular level and you reform back in Soldiers, where you first see the Temple of the Profane Flame. And as you guys enter, you feel the sturdy stone metallic sensation beneath your feet. You feel a chill in the air. And before you, sitting down on the ground, you see the construct, little Roto, that belonged to Chief, that you guys reanimated to reopen the temple. He's been waiting for you this entire time. He's got like moss almost like growing up over him again. And he's clutching something to his chest with his long metallic arms. Clutching something to his chest. And there's a kobold, one of the creatures that you guys fought, like trying to like pry it out of him. And as the kobold, as you guys step through the portal, the kobold sees you and like starts like scurrying away out the door.
Me like a candle.
As you guys all step out, little Roto perks his head up and stands up, towering again, but 9-10 feet tall. His long arms still like clutched across his chest, and then he slowly starts walking towards you. And as he does, he extends his long arms, and he holds out a tome, a book. As you guys look about this book, you see that it is written in Soldrin. Only Gaius can read it. Well, actually, Rydell can read it too now. And it is a ritual of sorts. It is a spell. And it is a spell on how to create black weapons.
Ooh.
Sick.
How to entrap the soul of a mortal inside of a weapon and use it as your power. You feel your black sword of Xenos almost shiver as you read over this spell. And you can now create black weapons.
Ooh.
That kind of sounds messed up.
It's not as bad as you think. Some people might be willing to be.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of willing volunteers to be entrapped in a weapon.
You want to be in my loot?
Maybe they're dying and they don't want to die and they want another place to be.
I
Is
have,
that
a,
a no?
I have a suggestion for
Maybe we can punish people,
for
yeah.
the Enkindler's name. Alright, so Squidward would be too obvious. However, in the episode Sweet Victory,
Oh, let's hear it.
there's Squidward's brother whose name is Squilliam.
William.
Yeah, I like
That's
Squilliam.
pretty cute.
What do you think, B? He
He likes
approves.
It's Squilliam Fancy Pants is his actual name.
Oh, I remember Williams. He wears a
William Fancy
robe and
Pants.
has a,
Yeah.
and a
That's the guy.
mustache.
Yep.
And is all.
He's a snobby one.
Yes.
I want to
Squilliam
pull out
Fancy
my rapier
Okay.
and knight our Enkindler friend, William
Fancy
Fancy
Pants.
Pants.
He again, his like his little tendrils do like a little happy little jig, and you hear him say, "This one shall be known as Squilliam Fancy Pants. May I bring glory to the Enkindlers." Chortle, like just kind of like scratching his shell, just says, "You said there'd be oceans. I don't see any oceans."
The world's a big place. Don't worry. We'll find some for you.
Okay, following you then.
Kidnapped these.
Oh, we
They just
isn't the temple?
It's Risen
It's
City.
Risen,
but
isn't the city? It's right on the coast.
you,
in the water.
you're still inside the temple. So.
Right. We're on the water though. The second
As soon
we
as
step
you get
outside-
like just outside of like the
Yeah.
big inner city, you can start to see.
as soon as we step outside, you'll
It's
be able
not
to see
too.
it.
It's not too long.
Yeah.
It's not too
Well, he'll be able.
We have
And he,
besides it's turtles all the way.
Roto begins like following you again very slowly. If you want to return him to Chief, or
Let's see if Chief's still alive. It's been a while. He was not in great shape.
you guys head back to the west out of Soldress. You get back onto mainland, and you come back up to this small deserted like mining town. You see Chief's house, and as you guys approach from the distance, you see the large figure of Chief swing open the door, and he just starts running towards you. And as he does, oh, thank the gods. Thank Thaliak. You're alive. And as you guys are like, yeah, we're alive, like greeting him, he runs right past you, and he just stops right in front of little Roto. And he like buries himself in little Roto's chest and says, thank Thaliak, you're alive. You're all I have left of her. And then he finally turns to you. You all well? Was it useful? Was it worth it? Please tell me it was worth it.
It was. We got the answers that we were looking for, and we know where and what we have to do.
What's been going on here that you're
What
so
did we miss?
disturbed?
Not much good. Not that there was ever much good here, but Gildan's in turmoil. Gizma's in the midst of a civil war. Plagues to the north, famine to the west.
Sounds about right.
So Tuesday.
How about the East? They're doing all right.
Far to the east would be Gizma, so.
Oh,
Civil War.
Civil War.
War.
Far East. Yeah.
Good. Right.
Sounds right.
How about to the south, far deep south? Still just a mess.
That's never
The Dark
great.
Rift.
Just a mess of a rift still.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't hear much from the south. You don't hear much from the deep south these days, or any days. Chief does speak up. You've given me back a reason to live. One of you, before he turns to Bree, you mentioned you might be in need of a miner, a craftsman.
Yeah. You in?
If you'll have me, and little Roto,
This is a little Roto.
and Tiefers too. He kind of lingers if you don't mind.
It's 17 feet
Bree,
tall.
you're
This little
creating
guy.
quite a
Crew
a
here.
Gang? I think it's a gang.
I mean,
Oh, maybe we need
why don't you
underlings.
get a dragon tattoo?
So
Captain
Chief,
ship
Little
there?
Roto, and Tiefers will be acting as like the miners, lumberjacks, any materials that you might need for the construction of your ship, they can handle.
Let's get a ship.
They're all my
Sweet.
bitches. Fuck yeah.
He asks, where do you want us to meet? He's just got to pack up his house and all that. So
What was the third guy?
Tifer's the little tiefling, scrawny little tiefling guy.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
I know,
All these people.
all of them same.
Is there a way for me to manifest, or are they just gonna live in the Fortuna with us?
Yeah, they'll live in
Oh,
14
okay.
with you. There's plenty of
Alright,
room.
yeet the portal over and be like, here we go.
They're gonna need some time. They'd rather probably have you like mark it on the map. So you could probably show them where it is on the map, and they can meet you there.
That's lame.
But portals.
The password's
Well,
double
the
B
portal
tuna.
stays open.
Huh?
The portal stays open.
Until you go through it, or close it. Yeah.
Yeah, if we open it to go through to Fortuna, they can kind of like
Take their
bury
time.
shit as they may while we're still in Fortuna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go on our merry way that way then.
So you guys heading back to Fortuna? You guys want to do anything else? You want to go to Siren's Folly, Limsa? There's a bar in Siren's Folly. It's pretty close. Or there's Limsa. You could go to Fortuna and then travel to Limsa.
Old historic Siren's Folly.
Yeah.
Good old sirens.
I want to go hang out in Yafatoma for literally no reason whatsoever, guys.
I mean, we're welcome there now.
It's probably it's probably a better place to, it's probably bustling with business.
Don't forget, you did leave Meryl, Sindel, and Lamelia and Fiona.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should probably meet back
I
up
think
with
we
them
all
on
kind
there.
of forgot everything that was happening except the Lady
Yeah.
of Pain.
We
Um,
might want to talk to Amelia a little bit.
You do have, I think Fiona has a link pearl and Meryl has a link pearl.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we could talk to and we have the scrying eye too. We could peek in on him like that as well.
Yeah. you guys-
It's super creepy. I'm not really a fan of it.
From someone that has all these fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
are
surprised.
different.
Those are different.
You don't
Totally
have-
different.
They're
eyeballs.
Very
all
The
the same.
scrying eye is a serious invasion of
Oh
privacy.
yeah, and just rolling your eyeball somewhere else is
We
not.
usually
No, at least it's gotta be
Saito. Can we
somewhat
look at
within.
what Saito's doing?
Ugh,
It's got to be.
He's a
zero.
god, so he's probably in his realm.
isn't Lamelia a god too?
Yes.
Listen,
But
you
Lamelia's
guys
in
are all
mortal form.
forgetting.
And she's pretty weak, or she was when we left.
Okay, so let's be real. They did say you can kill a god. She's mortal. It'll leave it with 12.
Do you think Fee would let us kill her? First
We
of all,
can kill Fee too.
and
It
that would
doesn't
only be a
matter.
temporary fix. Like that.
Is it though?
Eventually,
She said it
Saito would grow
before.
stronger, and then the balance would become unjust again, and it would happen over again.
Campaign 3 is gonna be.
He's
Be level 20 trying to kill Saito.
an elder god now.
Elder
12
God
levels
fighting
bonus.
the Lady of Pain. I don't know.
She makes a good point.
She did not say that he would get stronger if we return balance. I mean, what does Lamelia do anyway? Death is a thing.
We also don't know if Lamelia has figured some stuff out in the last
Basically 2 years.
19 months.
When we talk to Fee on Link Pearl,
Let's
Fee
go
is-
talk to
Yeah, but I'm like also
Lamelia dies
not
and
co-signing that because there's just far too much death in this world, and I'm here
as
to
a
restore
guy of balance, we
And
can't.
like I'm not about to kill the only god that can actually heal people. It's just
So
not
we
happening.
just kill another god. Why try and go after Saito?
Which god? Which would
Are you
would
scared of
prefer?
I
Saito?
don't know. Let's just pick one.
Let's go for Cryotheus. Let's try and hunt him.
Did
I
anybody
would.
else notice that out of the 5 gods, there's one that the elder gods, there's one that did nothing
Not
in all of
anything?
this?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with you
I don't know.
hiding all of your?
Listen, we got this weapon
happening?
to kill a god.
I've shown you all of my blood.
Well, there's all this blood that
You
your
understand
family
what's at stake
harvests and
Yes,
sells.
You're on my side.
Saito is he's literally harvesting blood from an elder god. He was only going to continue to do so, and it's going to create havoc on this world. Whether it happens now or it happens later, if we just slow it down the process, it's going to happen again.
And he might rise to.
Being elder god, then
And what?
what? We have no chance.
Why don't we just evacuate the whole world back to the nice
Yeah,
people
why don't we
pay.
why don't we just get
We're
married?
welcome.
How about we let Fee know we're coming back to visit, that we're not dead. We can talk to Lemelia about what she wants to do. And you can give me that scrying eye and I can find out some more stuff.
Nah. You're like this shady little.
Whoa.
Says the guy that served me up on a silver platter.
For good reasons. And we already know, we moved past that. We moved past that.
You moved past that.
It was for the
I think
it
we
was
should go see Lemelia.
for the greater good, and you know it. So you can't keep throwing that in my face.
For greater good or for your good?
They were one and the same. So
To you.
no, from everyone. An objective point of view would agree with me. So let's just
Well, let's find an objective
Move-
point of view
move
and we
past.
can
Listen,
go.
we
we'll
need
get a
No,
neutral
okay.
third party.
Yep,
When we come across
yep,
a neutral
yep,
third party,
yep,
we will get
yep,
that.
yep.
point of
I
view.
We happen to have a turtle and
Let's let's go ask Lemelia and see what
You're
she
just
says.
walking towards Siren's Fire.
Yes. Let's just go see what she has to say.
What's this turtle think of all this shit?
Turtle is fine.
You leave Chortle and Squilliam with Chief and Teepers. He's gonna help them pack everything up.
Chief and Teepers and Squirtle.
Bro.
This campaign is going out of control.
Alright,
Wonderful.
I'll tell you what.
Sounds like Pokemon.
Since there's obviously still some bad blood here and you're feeling slighted, who is it that you want to scry on? And the two of us can do it in private. How's that?
Why don't we all watch? Why does you guys gotta do it
I'm
private?
She's
already on
obviously
my way
got
to
secrets,
fucking Siren's
and you know,
Fire.
You're
for
well
us to
on.
heal our relationship and get to a certain level of understanding and trust. Maybe that's what we need to do.
honestly, it's your fault to begin with.
Well, I thought we worked great together with the fucking snake face.
Yeah, but-
Ashergel, she was super hot, and like the
Well-
two of us were a great tag team. I don't know why you have to start throwing this back in my face again. I thought we moved on. Did we not? Did we not come out on top?
We don't know because we haven't opened the box yet.
Please don't open the box.
Please don't open
They're like, oh, it's in the box. Don't open the box.
the box. Is not ready to be opened.
Next game, you can open the box.
I feel like, you know, like,
Okay,
I'm
but
low-key happy my subplot is just to build a fucking boat.
Bria, I know. Well, here's the thing. Your subplot in the first campaign was like essential, and then you moved to DC, and we were like, oh shit. So I couldn't really put you in the foreground this time.
No, I'm like super cold because this is just
I love it.
All right.
Bree's got a whole
All
crew.
right. Marosha has a what? You have a bargain?
when you threw me under the bus, you threw me at my brother
What's a bus?
under the super long carriage.
That is the greatest fucking
What's a fucking bus?
fuck is a bus. You don't know what a bus is? Is that something to do with the Squilliam guy? His fancy fucking pants.
All right,
Actually,
Marosha, what do you got?
it's actually
I
fancy sun, but I
apologize.
like fancy pants.
I don't know how many times I can say it.
A couple more.
I'm gonna have popcorn for this.
I don't know where he is right now.
Alright, so let's go take a peek. I'm attuned. I can look it on him.
You can share your vision with
You've got the circlet on still. We share thoughts. You can see exactly what I see with the scrying eye.
Well, to scry on somebody, you need to know them personally. So you would have to.
You need to either
Share
have
with her.
something physically from them or you
So
have
I'm sure you have a memento of your family.
Is this happening out loud, or are
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
yelling?
Well, except for Rin, who's like halfway to the.
Okay. No, I didn't know if this because you guys both have circles. I didn't know if you guys were just like silently making faces and
But you
arguing.
guys do have. You guys should be like, at each other this entire time.
Some of it might be internal, so some of this might not make sense, but most of it's out loud. I have DNA.
Do you?
Perfect.
I'm I mean, the
Yeah, it's not-
same.
it's not right.
I don't know that I physically have anything.
I don't think you do.
I just know him better than anybody.
But you can do it together if you wanted to.
That sounds so gross.
I think it's a beautiful union.
Can we just
Man machine.
go to Yasutowa?
Yeah, you think on it. You just think on it a little bit.
Just do it.
These robots.
Sentient. Maybe machine
How far
parts,
am I
but-
to Yakujo at this point?
Yeah, you're getting there.
We should probably
You're
go there.
climbing the
so-
stairs.
Siren's
You're
calling.
climbing the stairs.
No, inside.
It
Sorry.
might,
Thousands
it
of
might
steps.
actually be valuable to have an idea of what's going on before we scry on him.
Okay.
He's really strong, and I'm afraid he's gonna know.
All right, so let's get our shit together first, and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll talk.
So you guys want to hit the Siren's Folly?
Yeah.
You guys start making way out in the distance. You see
We're cool,
Rin storming off. She is
Yeah.
looking for drink. But you guys start making
Fucking
your
lighting
way
little fucking
to
fires.
Siren's Folly. And as you guys are now out in the elements, you see you left Lunadil. It was like early spring, and it's now like late fall. So you do see that it's been about over a year and a half. And as you guys make your way back into Siren's Folly, not much has changed. There's not as many like merchants and people kind of traveling around. People are kind of staying indoors. People are keeping to themselves. People are socially distancing. But Rin's already in the Wayward's Chance as you guys approach.
3 cups.
And as you do, you hear a feminine voice as you guys enter the town square of Siren's Folly.
Siren's Folly.
Hey there, Sleeka. And you turn around and you see the familiar face of Miss Sina from Gildan. The costumer who decked you guys all out in your costumes, who you arranged an invitation to the celebration of the anniversary of the reclamation of Gildan. And she obviously speaking towards Gaius, Sleeka being kind of their language verse for their soldiering. And you guys turn around and she greets you with a big smile. And she walks up to you guys cautiously. Do you all remember me?
Yes,
Do I
Lita.
see this?
Huh?
Do I see this happening?
You're in the bar.
Okay. Sorry.
You're in the bar because you decided you were beelining.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
I'm gonna,
Lika.
I'm gonna find out if I remember you.
She kind of blushes a little bit as you recognize her. It's been quite a while. If you've been keeping busy.
You could say that.
You haven't aged a day.
Thank you. I was worried. I thought maybe you guys didn't make it out of Gildan when they closed Gorm's Gate.
Oh no.
We got out.
Good.
We found
As did I. They've opened it only a couple times to let out people that wish to leave. I was fortunate enough to get out while I could. Gildan is, well, it's in dire strait. The Healing Church has assumed control of Gildan. The Queen is in hiding. And, well, let's just say it's no longer a democracy. It's very sad. Many of us have been displaced.
If it's one thing I hate, it's churches.
The Healing Church had their part to play in the Gildan society, but yes, they came to power too quickly and on the shoulders of fear and panic.
Who is their leader?
Oh, I got his name in the back.
Yeah,
In the-
you met him.
Yeah.
You met him a few times.
We know all this.
Vicar Stillis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bigger cells, yeah.
Bigger Stillis.
Vicar
I
Stillis.
had, yeah, here we go.
God, that was.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Vivi Linden. Well, this is when I used to
That
give
was like a
track
year ago.
of
That's the thing,
who
like the whole
General
thing. It seemed like we were
Rock,
in
An
sigil.
actual year.
We were in sigil for so
I know.
long.
I know.
Like, just quick, pop in, pop out. Like,
So
For Vicar, I have, he is an enemy. He wants to know how we got invited. Worried about public favor and covering up underground prisons.
He was the one-
Gave
He's
his
a-
kids at the gala. He's a noble from
he was the one that was keeping Lamelia in her human form captive and using her to perform miracles in the name of the Healing Church.
Gotcha.
And when she was kidnapped by Witness, and you guys helped get her out of Gildan, he basically invoked a panic
I guess
in Gildan because their priestesses had been gone, and he used that panic to usurp the throne, basically, from the queen.
No, we fucked that up.
yeah, that was good. We needed that.
Yeah. So, so she goes on. It's very, very upsetting. Many of us Gildanians have been displaced. You see now she's wearing her silver hair proudly, whereas before she had it kind of hidden with like blondish hair. She's wearing her silver hair proudly now, and she's looking still a little bit pale, but she's starting to brighten up because it's very pale in Gildan. People are very pale in the sunlight. She says, I've only been here a few months, but I'm settling in. My family dates back to Gildan since before the reclamation, so it's very upsetting to have to leave my home. But guys, last we spoke, you mentioned some of our people had gone missing. I may have some information to prove useful for you, if you wouldn't mind speaking in private. No offense. I'm sure your friends are very trustworthy, but as this is a soldier matter, I'd like to speak with you privately.
Of course.
Can I try to like sneak the circlet off of Cage's head and put it onto Gaius's?
Make a sleight of hand check.
I wouldn't notice the circle on there.
Versus your perception, unless you want to just let her do it.
I'm gonna let her do it.
Okay. Do you want her to do it? Then you would have to do a perception against your sleight of hand.
I could let her. I'll just let her listen.
Okay. So you're able to do that. Oh, let me see.
What's her face there notice?
Yeah. What is her name?
Dude, have I not rolled anything this entire
That
fucking
one.
game?
Yeah.
Holy
What
shit. Where's
kind
my...
of die do you want? Do you want to
These
use
ones.
these ones? No, take these ones. This one.
What'd you roll?
21.
Okay.
You need to use this one.
No, I'm good.
Your face is up there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I cannot believe I haven't rolled anything a fucking this entire time. What is that? Alright.
That's called role-playing.
I really like.
Yeah, they're fun.
But yeah, you were like, oh, you're not missing much. It's just like role playing. I'm like,
Literally the entire
that,
story.
literally everything. Literally
Sorry.
everything.
There's a lot to cover. Okay, so you start walking casually towards a house that she has on the outskirts of Siren's Valley, a small house. And as you guys are walking, you can tell she's like staying a little close to you and walking kind of at a slow pace. She's just kind of making small talk until you get to the house. When you get there,
Do a perception check.
on what?
The house, just see.
Go ahead.
Anything sound good? 16.
Looks like an average house. You can kind of see through the windows. It's a little bit messy
She's
inside.
gonna jump you.
I don't know what's going on.
As you guys
Oh,
enter,
I got, like jumper bombs.
as you guys enter, leaving the rest of your party in the town square, you can see it's like she's still kind of moving in. She's got like boxes and like arm wires that aren't like in the right spot, and she's got all these like fabrics and things on tables. Obviously, she's working on. She's like immediately like, "Oh, please, I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse the mess. I'm still settling in."
No, it looks like a nice place.
In fact, if you wouldn't mind, I could use a strong man to kind of help me put some things in place.
I'm sure we can help you out. Yeah.
Oh, good. That armoire, if you could just push it like a foot closer to the wall.
Oh no, I'm the strong man.
You're
You're
not
not
there.
there. You're not there. No one's there.
You want to help?
Oh.
Sure.
Okay, make a strength check.
Need some help with the plumbing.
I need you to build a little stage for me.
That is It's just a strength check, right?
Yeah.
15.
Okay, so yeah, pretty easily muscle it in against the wall, make it nice and flush. You turn back around and she's sitting down in a chair with her back to you, and you can see a number of like vials, kind of like not like herbalist type of things on the table. A lot of like costumes and stuff. She like on racks that she has like in the corners, and she just kind of being a little bit comfortable. Like, she like takes off one of her jackets in the chill, and she's making herself very comfortable. So I'd heard rumor of our people gone missing, and I think it may be linked to something that happened in Gildan. Could you hand me the contents of that bag over there?
Sure.
So you reach into the bag and you pull out a small greenish orb, and as you pull it out, make a Constitution saving throw.
21.
You.
I will use inspiration.
Huh?
Use inspiration.
You know, you found out the results. You've
All right.
already found what's
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
All right, fine.
You failed it. As you pick up the orb and you're feeling comfortable around her, her back's still to you, you just collapse and hit the ground, paralyzed by this orb in your hand, clutching it. You cannot move. And she stands up, or she's with her back still to you. She says, "And here I thought I gave it away," saying that my family dated to Gildan since before the reclamation. Of course, soldiers weren't around before this reclamation, save one. My great-great-great-grandfather, Xenos.
Can I tell them to come that I'm being trapped and mentally with this? With
You got the circle
We got
on.
the circle.
Thank God.
She stands up. You're like.
Oh, can I? No, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Can I talk?
Well, you can't talk while she's talking too.
No,
You
can I
try to
talk?
reach
Can I
out.
talk to Messina to try to?
You can't even talk. You're completely paralyzed to see it. And she stands up and she walks over to you, and she kicks your sword about 6 feet away from you. It slides across the ground as you're paralyzed. And she goes into that armoire, and she opens it up, and inside you see.
Can I cast a spell?
You are.
I can't do anything.
You can try to communicate telepathically.
Yeah, I just did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't she
You
hear?
can
it?
reach out.
Hey,
I'll give
I
you a
need
second
help.
to do that.
I need help. No.
Need help? Need help? Need help? But you guys do not know exactly where they are. Marosha, you just hear Gaius' voice in your head.
We went to a house. I explained the house. I explained the path we took to her.
As you're doing this, she opens up an armoire, and inside you see about a dozen or 2 dozen black weapons.
Oh shit, she's gonna get you.
And she pulls out a long dagger, and she stands over you, and she says, "You should count yourself fortunate, guys. When we first met, I didn't know that your sword was Xenos. And now to perish at the hand of the Queen of Blades, ruler of the children of Xenos, is quite the honor." And she digs a dagger deep into your chest. Make a death saving throw.
How will you tell us how long it takes us to get there?
You guys are looking, based off of the flashes of images, it's hard for guys to concentrate with him literally getting stabbed to death. But you're starting to make yourself, you're starting
But
to,
I would have been paying attention the whole time, so I would have known the path.
I will say make a survival check. You're trying to track him. Or an arcana check. You're marked. So you might be able to track him, or you can't track him, but you might be able to feel something.
I'm actually going to use an inspiration.
Okay.
Do I? I'm still in the fucking
You're in the bar. I'll say, like, if you grabbed Rydell and Cage and Bree, like, they're with you, but they're
I did.
you're on the outskirts of Siren's Folly, but there's a dozen or so houses. It could be any one of them. You're not exactly sure.
Okay, so I rolled a natural 12,
Natural 12. Okay.
and now Does her stabbing me shake my hand loose?
Nope. Nope.
This is
As the blade is digging into your chest, you feel like hard to breathe, but you still can't move. And she says, where was I in my monologue?
I'm sorry, I wasn't taking notes on the monologue. Who was taking notes on the monologue?
The Queen of Blades.
Queen of
Blades.
Blades.
Out of the Queen of Blades.
Yeah.
Didn't notice.
My rolls are in single digits, by the way, so they don't matter.
You guys can split up and just start knocking in doors. She twists the blade into your chest. You were never worthy to wield that blade. Make another death saving throw.
Can I cast Fairy Fire?
On what? No. They're in houses. Make another death saving throw, guys.
No,
And after this one, I will let everybody that's with Marosha roll to break into a random house to see.
I would like the divine sense,
What are you looking for?
good and evil within the surrounding area of the households.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what would help.
I can cast Dimension Door into it once we
Uh,
find it.
What's the range on
Agents
that?
14 eyes. Maybe there's one specific
So
one.
stand by. Stand by.
Would you roll an 8?
Maybe there's a
16.
weird
Okay.
drawing.
Woo, baby! Hang on, Nick. We're coming. We're coming.
Let's go down to the bar.
Yeah.
Bar scene.
It's just you and Squilly. I'm just chilling.
As an
Man,
action,
oh,
you
it's
can detect
Australia?
good and evil at the end of your next
You
turn. You
followed
can
me?
sense anything affected by the hallow spell or known location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 miles. Doesn't really help me.
No, she's not one of those.
Damn
Um,
it.
God, I feel like
It seemed like it was gonna work.
there's more to my monologue, and I feel like
I'm sorry.
I know it's okay. She told you she's the great-great-great-granddaughter of Xenos. Obviously, Xenos and Zalana obviously had a child that they hid in secret. And that child is, the descendant of Xenos. Yada yada yada.
I can't even speak.
You're
Such
entirely
bullshit.
It was a DC 24 saving throw.
So slow.
Think more clearly.
I still want to use inspiration.
Make a intelligence check to try to really clarify like your position, because like your mind is like starting to blur, you're starting to fade. You're just like barely listening to Cena at this point.
21.
Okay. Another image flashes before you, Jen, Marosha, sorry, and you can now narrow it down to about 4 houses of where Gaius is. And I'll have everybody roll. Obviously, if there's duplicates, you can re-roll because you wouldn't be busting into the same house.
20!
What do you
No,
want?
roll D6.
Oh!
Are we
Come
adding
on.
anything to it or just
No,
D6?
just a straight
D6.
D6. Straight D6.
Fuck!
1.
1,
5.
3.
5, 3. Okay, re-roll ones, Jen.
Reroll
Oh,
ones.
no, not you. Just re-roll first.
4.
Okay. So
1, 3, 5, 4.
Wait, no, there's only 3 of you that rolled.
yes, 1, 2, 3, 4.
She got 5.
Hurrah.
Yeah, you guys got 1 through 6.
Oh, shall
So we'll see what I roll here. Bust down the door. Rydell, as you open, it's completely empty. Cage, you just knock down the door. The door just like splinters into pine wood. There's like a small child like looking up with you, like with a toy, just looking terrified. Bree, you like kick the door, like barely moves, and then you like just open. It was unlocked, and you enter, and there's like a small family having dinner, and the husband just gets up and starts yelling at you. Marosha, you bust open the door, and you see Cena sitting over Gaius, her dagger deep into his chest.
How far away are we from her?
20 to 60 feet, depending on, maybe 30 to 60 feet. She looks up at you instantly, gives one last twist of the dagger. Make a one last death saving throw.
Inspiration I'll use.
No inspiration on death saves.
That was a 9.
I'm gonna
That
make
was a 9.
Okay, so that's it. Gaius,
What about the other
pools
two?
of blood forming around his body. As she looks up at you, she immediately like poofs out, misty step spell, and she arrives at her armoire and grabs another weapon from it and just starts walking towards you.
I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay.
And just.
Oh, that's got a radius of 10 feet, right? That might impact me.
It will impact you.
You want to just let us know that?
Yeah, just yell out to them. Bring everyone to me.
I'm just staring at other people's houses right now.
That's a good spirit.
Well, I was kind of hoping that screaming was going to make a big deal for you guys, but
Did anyone yell? Because do
Hold on
we
a
have
second.
any idea? Because I don't think you said anything. You
Roshi,
opened
just
it,
scream.
saw
Just
the
say
thing.
they're here.
Literally
Just
still
say they're here.
Start.
okay, actually,
Bryn's doing the
It's our sixth
Fugazi like 3-cup challenge. You
What's
know, in the
going
wrong
on?
bar. Where's I want to put my name on the wall? Like, not wrong
We
place.
don't do that in this establishment.
Our best life. We would be, man.
Yeah.
I actually want to use Words of Terror
Okay.
as a reaction.
Is that a saving throw?
Yes, Wisdom.
21.
Well, the thing that I wanted
It's
to
her
do
turn now.
was a song anyway, which
She
would have
takes
been
out her
annoying.
blade and she just like as you like try to cast the spell, she just like twists and turns it off. The cheerful face of Cena now just looks malevolent, and she grabs your shoulder and stabs into your chest. That's a 27 to hit. You take 30 points of slashing damage. And as this black fire erupts from the blade, you also take 6 points of fire damage.
What was the first kind of damage?
30 points of slashing and 6 points of fire.
Would I scream at being stabbed?
Yeah, probably.
Could
Yeah.
they hear that?
Guys, make a perception check.
Got it. 23.
Okay, Bree hears it.
18.
Rydell hears it.
4.
Cage is playing with the little girl in her doll.
We're supposed to be in sync.
Took the circlet from me, which is probably a good thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
She removes the blade from your side and like pushes you against the door. Pushes you back. As you're recoiling, she just steps back towards Gaius. None of you can stop this now. The wheels are already in turning. The children of Xenos will see his work complete.
Can I pull out my wand of binding?
Yep.
And I want to use one of my charges to hold person.
Okay, saving throw?
Probably has really good saving throws. I don't even think it's worth it. Like she's gonna pass.
I know.
She's gonna pass all of them. She's not,
It just has I just have a spell save listed for it. I don't know.
What's the spell save?
17.
Natural 16, so that definitely passes.
Ha!
No, I
Channel
pass.
your inner Vanya.
Oh.
Wait, you
I
said
rolled
this-
a natural 16 for Xenos. She has got like +5 or something. So.
You have to channel your inner Vanya.
As this is happening, you're bleeding out. One more death save.
will my freaking
I'm
tattoo
bolting
come
towards
out?
it.
My tattoo come out and attack her or anything? Or what? Like what's
You can't do anything. You're completely paralyzed. Make a death save.
You gotta start rolling your dice instead of dropping them.
fucking 9?
That's
Okay.
2.
2 and 2.
Jesus. Oh, lordy.
Rydell and Bree, I need you guys to make athletic checks
Like, what happened?
to get there as quickly as possible.
I'm gonna cast haste.
Oh,
Okay.
Kindle is.
You can give me advantage on the check then.
I think it just increases your movement speed, so
I'll use it.
Wait a second. Where the hell is Squilliam
Zero.
Fancy Pants?
you left him with Chief. No, Chortle, Squilliam, Chief, Tiefers are all together packing their shit.
Squilliam would be fucking chilling right now.
Oh, that's a natural 18.
I'm sorry, Shelly, what?
Okay.
17.
Okay. So I just lowered the DC for you, Marie, and
Can I tell Via like mentally for her to yell to kick this orb out of my hand so I'm not paralyzed? And like
your vision is fading. It's hard for you to think of anything. All you feel is cold, blackness,
When can
and
I
numbness.
cast a
Death is
healing
my
word
friend.
spell?
As they barge into the door, Bree and Rydell both. Bree just like zooming around with her haste.
Zip, zip.
Cena now sees the two of you, the three of you, and you guys see like Marosha clutching her wound against the door, bleeding, and you see Gaius on the floor bleeding out. She again misty steps back to the armoire. She grabs a bundle of all of the weapons, the black weapons, and she speaks. She says, "No matter."
Link pearls.
Jesus
Oh, I was aware of it.
No matter.
Oh my
I didn't know where to tell you to go yet.
No matter.
Jesus.
Any efforts that you have are futile. And she starts walking over to the black blade of Xenos to pick it up off the ground. You guys, I will give Bree and Rydell one reaction or a quick action if they can do anything.
Wait,
You can't
what
let
is
her
she
have
doing?
it. You can't let her get it.
Grabbing the sword, the Xenos sword.
She's grabbing Xenos' sword.
my sword, yeah. Don't let her do it.
Great.
So I'm sword whipping that bitch away from her. That's mine.
What are you doing?
Sword whip.
Thorn whip. Okay.
Sword
Is that
away
an-
from her.
Is that an attack?
Thorn whip. It creates a sword whip,
Okay.
and it follows my command as necessary.
She could pull the sword to her.
Indiana Jones style?
It's also covered in thorns, and it will damage upon,
So are you attacking Cena or are you attacking the? You're trying to grab the sword.
I'm trying to whip that sword.
Okay, make an attack roll for the sword because you still got to hit the sword to pull it.
But you have to hit the sword. Guys, your sword better not be fucking.
Rydell, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to petrifying gaze.
Okay, that's a saving throw.
Yeah, it's a DC 17 con save.
That is a 25.
17. I rolled
Ooh.
25.
25.
She saves 19. Unnatural 19.
Bro.
She definitely got the sword though away from her.
So she reaches down to pick up the sword. Bree, this whip just erupts from your hand, grabs the sword, and pulls it across the floor. Cena turns back to you. We never needed the sword. It's just, I wanted to keep it in the family. And looking at all of you, kind of swarming in on her now. Cage, you like stumble in at the last second, figuring out what's going on.
Oh, hey!
She casts Dimension Door and just backs into it with the rest of her weapons and disappears, leaving Gaius on the floor, bleeding out.
Spare the dying.
You said it before I said last death saving throw.
Well, I had
Nice.
already said I wanted to cast a healing spell.
Okay, so
too.
yeah, you would probably get it first. It was your turn, so yeah. So what do you want to heal? How do you want to heal?
Well, I've got the
Oh, thank
healing
God.
word.
It's
Oh, that would have been it! Damn it! That would have been so epic.
So
It would have
close.
been epic.
Yeah!
Just trying to kill someone forever.
I straight up said I could tell you right now that I'm planning on assassinating one of you and none of it would matter. And guess what? I just did.
Is the spell attack my modifier? My spell modifier?
Are you making a spell attack for a healing spell?
Healing spell is plus my spell attack modifier.
Yes. So it's plus your spell.
Okay.
Not your spell attack modifier, your spell
Okay, well,
modifier. Which is charisma.
My other plan was to mage hand it to her.
8. You get 8 points.
Guy is still bleeding out, but you feel your vision start to resurface. The blackness starts to fade, and you gasp for air as you feel this renewal of energy. the black dagger's still in your chest.
Get this sword out of me. This dagger out of me.
I have cure
Hey,
wounds, I
doctor.
can help you.
Yeah, I'll say between Marosha, Rydell, and Bree and Cage, like you guys can spend some time fixing Guy
fix
up.
him.
Do I have control of this orb now? Like she left the orb with me, right?
They kick it out of your hand and it's left there.
I'm taking that fucking orb.
You want to touch it? You want to pick
I'm
it up
not
again?
gonna pick it up in my hands, but we're taking that fucking orb. Someone could use that in the future.
Can I identify it, or will Von Air identify it?
Yeah.
I could do an Arcana check on it, but well, let's heal up and stuff. Heal up a little bit. I guess.
We'll fix it.
You guys stumble back into the Wayward Chants and Siren's Folly. And you
Guys,
see
really-
Rain there completely sloshed. Like she's like, hey!
Hey, fuck you guys. I'm
No
getting
more
a
flirting.
Gaius is like bandaged up,
Yeah.
like limping. As you guys enter.
I told him no more flirting.
What do you want to do?
I
I want to go kill this girl now.
would like to see them all enter the tavern, and I would like to pay. Well, I don't even know if I have enough. Hold on.
You guys got a lot of gold.
You
these
know
days.
Yeah, I know. I want to see
Can
them
I
all.
link Pearl to Fee
Mhm,
while we're on our way back
mhm.
and say we're back on this plane and we're on our fucking way?
Okay.
And
Your
I want to
language.
see them
No.
walk
Little
in.
lady.
No.
I want to see them walk in and be like, perfect. I'm getting a room by myself tonight. On them, and my tab is also on them, and point to that creature that's over there, whoever it might be. Their tab is on them too. And
Okay.
stumble up to my room.
Just some random person in the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Is-
I'm gonna stumble up to my room.
Is there what's the circle that Von Air needs? The transportation circle?
There is a teleportation hub in,
Yes.
in Science. So you reach out to Phoebe via the link pearl. It takes a second, and you hear the small voice like clearing her throat. What? Who's this? Who is this?
Don't worry about it. We're on our way. Just expect company.
Sorry, I have to.
You're the one. Oh, you left me with the brat, right?
Yep.
Talking about Lemelia. Yeah. Oh, you hear it's quiet for a second. We're not in Yafutoma anymore.
The fuck you are? What?
Yeah. People came asking questions. The Krapith Proxy, the Healing Church, they were on to us. We had to relocate.
Where are you?
Gizma.
Oh,
We're in Gizma.
Do we have a circle to Gizma? No. No. We need a boat, don't we?
You need a fucking boat.
We need a boat!
Good thing we have a
Turtle! Turtle and Squilliam!
So-
Fuck, motherfucker.
Can I just say we took that orb without touching it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of it? You know?
Orb of Paralysis.
Orb of Paralysis.
Naturally.
Having been used, it's not going to be as potent, but there's still some magic left in it.
How do we recharge it?
We don't have any link pearls in Yafutama then, do we?
Haru?
Did we leave one with Haru?
I'd have to look back.
I think we did.
I think you did too.
I think I did.
I can't remember if we took
were
it
pretty
away
tight with
or
Haru.
not because we had Fee with one.
No, you're right. I don't know if Haru still has one because Marilyn has one.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And we have to make that decision, so I don't think Haru has one.
Did I go say go rest up for get a long rest in upstairs? Somewhere?
Yeah, you just go to bed.
Yeah.
Been
Been stabbed in the chest
Yeah.
a whole lot.
You were hoping to get some action, but not that kind of action.
Not that kind of action. And I want to go talk to Xenos, talk to my blade.
Okay. What do you want to say?
So what's up with your crazy great granddaughter? The fuck was that? You just let me get attacked by her? You couldn't do anything there?
Make an intimidation check.
He's not your friend.
Yeah, seriously. Like, that's his family. That's blood. He probably wants to be in her hands more than yours.
You were making moves on his kin.
Negative
and,
1.
like, his
Let's see. I got a 13.
Great granddaddy.
Roll the 0.
Negative.
Instead of a response, you're shown a vision. A vision of Xenos entering a small home in Gildan. Not in the royal palace where he works, not even in the noble area, on the out in like the skids area of Gildan. Entering a small home and seeing Zalana there with child. You see a part of him that you've never heard of before, this fatherly type of part. And you feel pride and you feel love as you're witnessing this. But you know it has to be kept a secret. And then the vision fades. You go to bed. Bryn's in bed. What are y'all doing?
I'm in my own bed, in my own fucking room.
Does everybody get in their own room?
Thank
Lemelia
you, everyone.
And who else is in?
Fiona are in Gizmo. She didn't mention Meryl or Sindel, but you do have a link from her.
To Meryl,
Yeah. So
we knew.
learning that Fiona and Lemelia are not in the Alpha Tone anymore. I'll definitely try to get in touch with them to see where the fuck they are.
What do you want to say?
We'll start off with
Hey, yo.
I know it's been a while.
You leave a pause, and then
I can
a voice like crackling with confusion and anger responds, "Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. If this is a trick, whoever you are, I will find you and I will kill you myself."
I mean, it would be much more helpful if I could find you. Are you still in Toma?
You trying to convince her that it's you?
Yeah, I'm kind of half joking.
Do you have
half
a
not.
code word? Pickles.
Sea cucumber.
She says, "Last time you were here, you gave Sindel a gift. What was it?"
Oh god. Let me look. I mean, I know we gave.
Hold on.
I don't remember.
Rin gave her her tampons.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I remember that. I had to give you something. Hold. Brothers hold. This is a whole bunch of stuff in the sigil.
Make a history check if you don't want to look at it.
While they're looking things up.
I can chime in because I have a link pro.
Yeah.
No, it's actually him, and you know
Oh,
I always enjoy playing.
Now
with
you
him.
remember your link.
So sorry, we're not dead.
Make a persuasion check.
I know that's got to be hard to hear, but it's been a whole long thing. 15.
Am I hearing this in my link pro?
Unless you're asleep.
No, I'm asleep.
She rolled a nat 20 on insight, so she can tell you're telling the truth. She's quiet for a second, and she says, "Do you two know how long it's been?"
19 months.
Yeah, 19 months, Rydell. 19 months waiting to hear whether or not you were dead or alive. Whether Sindel had a brother.
We were not exactly on this plane of existence, and for us it felt like a week. We didn't find out how long it actually was for a really long time.
Well, we were here. And we had to deal with what you left for us. It wasn't safe. The monastery did what they could, but the Krypith proxy found us.
Are you in Gizmo now?
We're in Gizmo.
Are you safe?
We're safe.
Are you with Witness?
Witness helped to arrange us transport to Gizmo, but we have not seen him since. We've been here for 6 months.
I remember I gave her a
Sandy
doll, but I don't think that.
there?
Yes, very safe.
I hate the sand.
It grows on you. I don't know why we're
coarse
talking.
and it's dry and it gets
Don't.
everywhere. No,
Not like you.
God help us.
I had to.
Didn't you?
I did.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was a book. Pretty sure it was a book. It was a picture book of different strange lands or something. But she's already agreed that it's you guys. You convinced her.
Yeah, you don't
Right,
need to
I
do
know.
the
I
history.
just was it the doll because that was like
That was
five
like one of the
sessions
first
beforehand.
gifts.
Yeah.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was a book of like strange places or
It
something.
was a coloring book of Cage and all of his heroic accolades.
So
I don't remember that. I didn't write that.
she
down.
tells you you're in Gizma. She's in Gizma.
Right.
With Fee and Lamelia and Sindel. And the monastery sent one of their elders along with them to continue Sindel's training.
Awesome. That's fucking badass.
And, you know, to look out for them.
Oh man, I have a lot of things to decide. I'm gonna pray on this.
Alright. Is everybody going to bed?
Well, first, Marosha is going to find Gaius' room because she doesn't trust him alone. And I'm assuming that he's going to be passed the fuck out.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's going to sneak in and sit in a chair where she can just watch over him and make sure he doesn't die.
Not creepy, but
Super creepy, but it's kind of her thing.
do you want to scry with Cage before you guys go to bed?
No. She's too focused on the Gaius thing to consider that. But she's gonna have a song for, or a song of rest.
Okay.
I know he doesn't need it, but still.
Just to ease him.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be kind of more towards the sword. You still have the sword, right?
I do.
Okay.
Thank God.
She almost got it.
It was close, but
Could have made a new one.
Yeah, but
And you got a new black dagger. Technically, you pulled that out of your chest.
true. True, I
But
did.
is that your own?
whatever she didn't
So-
grab from the cabinet.
Hmm?
Whatever she didn't grab from the cabinet, we could have taken.
She took all the weapons.
Okay.
She pulled them.
Except for the one that was in my chest.
Except for the one that was in his chest.
So she has a song.
Black dagger. Is it a plus one?
He's telling
Plus
you
two.
know what it is. Don't worry about it.
What?
You get bad black dagger, but I'll give you the stats on it.
It's your old dagger.
Ooh.
I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. Oh. Whoa. It's from Frozen, because that's the theme.
You hear the soothing voice
Yes.
in your sleep, and you peacefully stay asleep as Marosha watches over you.
But she's also kind of pissed at the sword in general.
Okay. Everybody else going to bed? Anybody
Keeping
else?
my eye on Marosha.
Okay.
You came to the room too? Okay.
No, I'm just outside the room.
Cage doesn't need a room, so
I'm just gonna
It's gonna
post
be
up
empty.
right in front of the door.
I'll say with all of you,
And I sent
And
it.
just yeah.
3
Power down.
rooms and the bar tab that Rin racked up. It's going to be about 35 gold.
Prices are going up now that we're rich, huh?
Siren's Folly has always been expensive. 'cause it's-
Y'all left me in the bar and to get a room by
It's true, it's like paying
myself.
people's tabs.
Come
35
on
gold.
now.
Not doing that again.
Whoever the fuck
Um,
that was over there yonder.
Let's see,
Great
time.
night.
It's 9:50. You guys want to give it like another 30 minutes? Try to get some shit done? Or you guys.
Sure. Should we
That's
have a
specific.
break?
I can do a quick break. Nate, you good?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
So true. I don't get it.
Oh my.
What is that? That's true.
As you guys wake up in your
Oh,
rooms,
that's good. Yes, that's good.
Good to know.
Cage taking his rest outside of the room that Marosha and Gaius are in.
Sentry status.
Gaius, you come to and you see Marosha fast asleep on the chair, kind of curled up with a blanket. Your wound's still aching, but feeling a little bit better, a lot better. Everybody else kind of goes downstairs back into the tavern to re-meet up with the group, and as the majority of the group enters downstairs, you see Ren already up and kind of walking into the tavern.
I'm so early.
I'm meditating.
Did you guys hear my conversation with Fee?
No.
So they're not in Yafutoma anymore. And where they are, we don't have a teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
We need a fucking boat.
Well, it's a
Well,
good
good
thing.
news, we have.
We have a captain.
We've got a crew.
We got a
We got a
turtle who's
We have
dying to see the
everything.
ocean.
But a boat.
So let's build a
We
boat.
will.
Fee's the boat builder.
Yeah.
How long is the boat gonna take?
Now that you have schematics, you have a crew, and who is also experienced in shipwriting, and you have somebody gathering materials. She okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just getting a beer.
Oh, good.
Oh, no,
Um, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. I would have you roll, and depending on how you roll, 3 to 4 weeks.
well,
Okay.
compared to 19 months.
Is that worth it, or should we go and see if somebody will
Wait,
sell
can,
us or rent us a boat?
or have those guys build the boat while we go to Sigil for 5 minutes and come back. Just saying.
Regardless of whether
Just saying. We'll go in there, have a quick drink, pop in, pop out. Boat's
Stuff
done.
still happens.
Oh,
while
oh,
we're
oh,
gone.
oh, oh! Before I forget, I did remember the rest of the monologue. She mentions how she was thankful that you guys granted her entrance into that celebration because she was allowed a chance to speak with Vicar Stillis and granted an audience with him, and so the Healing Church of Saito and the Children of Xenos have some sort of connection at this point.
Oh, god damn it.
So now there's like 4 factions that you guys know of hunting. There's the Children of Xenos, there's the Healing Church, there's the Krypith Proxy, and Drendir, Marosha's brother.
No, we really didn't stick it to the Krypith Proxy that bad. We're still members.
You never specifically quit. Rydell straight up said, "Fuck y'all, I'm out, and I'm taking the asset with me."
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
Can we go over my notes later?
Yes.
Okay. So
While we're all airing this shit out, you want to scry on Grindir? Because now that you said you might want to do it, I'm kind of wanting to do it too. But whatever, it's your brother.
Seems like a real douche.
Wait, who
he
are
is. He
Krypton
really,
Proxy,
really is.
Children of Xenos, Rendir, and who else?
Healing Church,
In the Healing Church.
Psycho.
Should we split the party? Because that's always a good idea. And send some people to investigate what boats are currently available.
So I don't think we should just split the party per se, because the group of crew will be able to work on the boat, and I can hop into Portofino whenever I want.
True.
So
Are they building a boat or an airship? Because don't you have schematics for an airship?
They're building the ship. First, you need to build the ship, and then you can turn it into an airship. She doesn't have the materials yet to turn it into the airship, but she can build the ship first.
So if we're talking
But
airship,
regardless, that's going to take weeks versus if there's a ship that exists. We
I mean,
can
unless
get
she
on it right
rolls
now.
really well, I'll have you roll it'll be a crafting check. So you're proficient, so just roll a 20 and add your proficiency.
If there's like a bad dude that owns a ship that needs to be smited to restore balance to the universe, we could totally just take his ship and I'd be 100% justified in doing so.
So while we're doing this crime, they could find out if there's somebody that we need to like.
Just give a little universal smackdown.
Oh shit, 23 for the crafting check. check.
Okay, so I'll say with that, with you working really hard and diligently staying in Fortuna with your crew, and you could probably get the ship ready in 2 weeks.
That's not.
Because I could also I have my my artilleries to help carry shit, move shit.
Yeah, that's
robots,
including all of
portals.
it. I mean, building a ship is still building a ship.
Yeah.
You still gotta, they're gotta get the materials like as you build and whatnot. So.
Yeah, but I have mechanized.
Yeah.
carriers.
Little Rotos helping, Tiefers, all of them.
Yeah.
Some SCVs.
So I'll give you 2 weeks to build a ship.
I'm like, what's your face in the Mandalorian that runs the ship hub?
We're on episode 3 of season 1.
We're super
Oh.
far.
You guys need to. Nah, you can catch up. You got no excuses. So you got 5 days off.
Rolling toe.
You know, honestly, when I look at photos from
Go,
the
go.
show, it looks like a YouTube show.
Yeah, it looks like a fan-made
That's
show.
trying
But
to
it's
be-
good. I still liked what I saw of it.
Yeah.
And the new season's even better than the first season.
Is
I
it?
haven't seen any of the new season yet.
That they play at their theme song, yo.
Still have not seen the second season either.
There's only 3 episodes out so far.
Okay. Are we gonna do this?
Yeah, do you want to go to a private place that's indiscriminate, just in case he's
We should not go in one of the rooms that we're going to stay in. Because if he figures out where we are, we have to leave immediately and we cannot wait for her.
you want to just dig a hole in the ground and just dirt
I
backdrop.
mean, I am more comfortable underground.
So yeah, I'm pretty strong. I can dig a hole, and we
Can
can
we
just
go,
sit in the dirt, and you can be like, well, there's dirt. You're not gonna be able to find it.
Can we go maybe off into the woods?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's tell everybody we're gonna take
A walk.
a 3-day trip. We're gonna take a day and a half. We're gonna go out. We're gonna dig a hole. We're gonna scry
We
in a
do
day and a
have
half
this
back.
budding romance happening in front of everyone's eyes, so it won't be a hard sell.
Fully functional.
I'm uncomfortable. Okay, fine.
All right. While Bree gets to work on the ship, you guys can go and assist her anytime you want. Pop in Fortuna via her Fortuna's Gate spell. Marosha and Cage go out on their own into the woods, into the wilderness, into the land under the silver moon.
Just for fun, I just want to take my little voodoo doll that's not attuned to anybody and just stab it.
Okay. Yeah, you're
That's
just
gonna be my
nervously
stress
stabbing it as you guys travel. Eventually, after about a day and a half, you get into a nice clearing. You dig a hole, and you guys are sitting in the dirt together, just staring at each other. Cage has the orb of scrying in his hand, and you're still just nervously stabbing this doll.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. Okay.
Can't be that hard.
You guys want to scry? Make an insight check. You can't roll because you don't have it. It's still gonna work. This just determines the length of time and the details.
19.
Okay, that's really good.
That's the perk of being a bard. You get half proficiency on everything.
Cage and Marosha, as you guys sit there in the dirt, a day and a half away from the rest of your party, holding on to the Eye of Scrying. It's gonna be a while, so you don't. I don't want you to get uncomfortable. Oh, do it again for the picture. Do it again for the picture. Your vision leaves your bodies and it begins soaring to the west, into the north, into the land under the green moon. And then it dives underground and you see tunnels, you see the Underdark, you see blackness, until eventually you arrive in Marosha's home city, Ulstath, the Drow city. You fly past the giant red chained door, which you now suspect holds the prison of Tharizdun, the secret that your people have been guarding from him. You fly into the palace, your childhood home. And inside, you stop abruptly over the shoulder of your brother, Drendir. About 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from him, you're looking at him from a side profile, and you can see lining the walls around of the throne room are other drow, clad in armor, mostly women, but some men, kneeling before Drendir. you see a tattered and dirty woman, makeup smeared. And it takes you a moment to recognize her as your mother. You've never seen her like this. In your entire life, she has been poised and proper and dressed in elaborate garb, and her makeup was always distinctly done. And here she is, looking much, much worse for wear. As she kneels before Drendir, he stands confidently, calmly, a few feet in front of her. And he speaks. I had hoped that your time in a cell would humble you, mother. Yet here you are, tattered and kneeling before me, yet arrogant, as always. She's silent, looking down. It matters not. Like your late husband, you will pay for your transgressions and mistakes against our people. And she looks up, and in a calm, steady, confident voice, she says, my only mistake was naming you my successor instead of Maro. The words cut off, and in a flash of silver, you see Drendir's hand on a blade. And you watch as the head of the matriarch of House Black rolls off of her shoulders, and in a thud hits the ground as the body collapses next to it. Drendir steps over the body of your mother. You hover and still a few feet away. He gestures to the people gathered around in the throne room and addresses them. As the new master of House Black, I encourage all of you to approach me with any concerns you may have.
You motherfucker! Let me tell you something about. Finish.
Should you find my leadership waning or my actions questionable, I had hoped that you would approach me. I can assure you, no concern will go with punishment, save one.
Question.
The penalty for questioning my right to rule will be dealt with in the way that you just observed. In short, I collect your fucking head!
This is my favorite part of the entire campaign.
And he turns over his shoulder to something that you can't see. And he speaks again. He's looking almost directly at your field of vision and says, and that includes you, dear sister. And he reaches out his hand and just like grabs you. You feel like a phantasmal, like you can feel his hand around your throat. Both of you immediately get sucked back into your bodies, still gasping for air and clutching your breath, finally having witnessed what you just witnessed. Marosha trembling and still gasping for breath. Tears just start flowing from her eyes.
There.
Yeah, the moment Cage says anything, she just starts screaming for like 3 minutes straight.
Sorry. I'm not good at these things. I never had a family. So I don't know what that's like, but I'm sure it's unpleasant.
Cage. What's worse than death?
I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
I'll see you through with you. And this will stay between us until you see it fit to mention it to anyone else.
Jill doesn't say anything.
You guys pack up. You head back to Siren's Folly. Rejoin your group.
I told you he was an asshole.
Yeah. Slight understatement.
It's a day and a half travel. Most of it's spent in silence. The occasional word here and there, but eventually you guys do make it back. About a day and a half, so you got about a week and a half left before the ship is ready to head to Gizmo. What do y'all want to do?
Is there like a could I send a letter to the Messina?
It's just Cena.
Cena.
Miss as in like Mrs.
Mrs. Cena.
Yeah, it's Miss Cena. Yeah. So Cena.
Can I?
Well, you wouldn't know where to address it.
So just like, is there like a headquarter for the children of Xenos? Like something like that?
It sounds
There's no billboard. No, they're like wandering bandits. So-
I would like to approach my assistant Gogo
Who?
and just tell everyone. Sorry.
You're assistant now? Did you say assistant?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
Gogo.
I got the
Oh.
yes, of course.
Never mind. Well, yes, but I very well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys want to just let some time pass and get on the ship? Or you guys got something specific planned? Or
Well, where am I? I just walked back into.
yeah, you guys are all together now. Well, like you guys are kind of hopping in and out of Siren's Folly into Fortuna, helping with the ship, relaxing.
There's been a, is there a
Sliding.
temple here?
Yes, there's the Temple of
Does
Hallow.
somebody have tree striding?
I'd like to go.
I have Dimension Door.
Okay.
But
Can
it
we go
has
fishing? I think the two of us should go fishing.
You head into the Temple of Halloran. Priestess there greets you, the shield
Yes.
lady.
Whatever. I don't even think I.
where versus the water that we're right by.
But you're welcome to pray there, meditate
It's
there.
fine. We're
whatever.
close to a body of water. We don't have to go far.
Yeah, it's a harbor town, so there's always
Yeah. Remember, Siren's Folly was on the coast, but
Think about Belle.
Can I just
I think
write a
think
letter
good
for
fishing.
and give it to the
Nice.
bartender at the 3 Cups and say if you see a Children of Xenos,
You
give
want
us.
to go to Limsa?
Or where are we?
You're in Siren's Folly.
What bar?
Which chance?
What Wayward Chance? I'm sorry.
So you're asking about the children of Xenos?
Can I just say if you see one of the known members of the Children of Xenos come in here, can you give them this letter?
They wouldn't show themselves around here. We're protected. They got there's a band of adventurers out there hunting them down.
Who's that?
I've never seen them myself. One of them comes in every once in a while. Slick type, cowboyish, got a bit of an accent, gunslinger. Says he's from Gildan. Says he was once part of a fighting group, Myrmidons something.
Myrmidons of Myrmidon?
Myrmidons of Meyer, which was the group that you guys fought in Gildan. Yeah, so him and a few others. I've only ever met him, but he's pretty chatty. So they're usually out in the woods. They're hunting bandits. They do their part. The guy usually drinks for free.
Making the world a better place.
Yeah, I'm sure if you hang around long enough, he'll pop in.
I want to spend some time punching trees,
Okay.
but
Minecraft style.
maybe I don't know. But leaving an imprint from my signet ring
Okay.
when I can. I also want to keep an eye out for any wells in town. Yes, wells.
Peebles.
Are there any wells?
There is no well in Siren's Folly.
Where do I know there are wells?
There's well in Limsa. There's wells in Gildan. There's even wells in Yafatoma. There's wells in most towns. Siren's Folly, just being a harbor town, has never really needed one. And they're right in between like the ocean and a river. So
Because we have so much time, can we use a transportation circle?
teleportation.
Yes,
To where?
that. Anywhere where there is.
If you're looking for people, you can scry on them.
I don't want to scry on him. I want to communicate with him.
Okay.
So I was
But you
hoping.
can communicate with him if you find out where he is via
Sure, we
scry.
can find a petal.
I guess.
Oh,
Should we
wow.
try? Because I do not have the eye. Should we scry on Peebles and find out if he can tell us anything about what's happening in Gildon?
Hey, just give it's Peebles. Can I please use the scribe?
No, you have to attune to it. I am the only one who can scry.
You can scry together.
Can I
If it will
borrow
make
an
Marosha
eye?
feel better, I will absolutely scry on people's.
You want to scry on?
I want to scry on people. I want to know where Peebles is.
Okay. I'll say the three of you can scry together.
I don't want to scry on Peebles.
Why?
I mean, if he
Peebles like
can do
shinies.
it without me, I don't need to be involved. That's fine.
She's so ready.
I'm not really.
All
I'm
right.
gonna drink. I'm doing it.
Rin
We
again.
can do two things at once.
Yeah, you can scry
Well, then
and
you
drink.
know what?
Drink and scry.
I'll bring my
Drink
beer.
and scry. Drink and scry.
Drink and scry.
All right. You guys focus. Make an insight check. Whoever.
Not me. Definitely not me.
Whoever wants to. Are you
Yeah,
scrying
yeah,
too, Bree?
plus five.
I only have a +4, so.
Plus five.
You scrying with them, Bree?
I see them
You
right
can. Or unless you're busy working on the ship.
15.
Well, everybody else should be inside.
Oh, this isn't like
I think
the right time.
Rin's is pretty good.
Mine's plus
It's
five,
the wrong
actually.
Do you have more than +5?
17.
Okay, 17 is the number. I think that's
Okay.
pretty. That's good. That's good enough. As you guys circle up, the three of you, scrying, focusing in on Peoples, you expect to start heading straight north towards Gildon, which is where you know Peoples lives. However, you start traveling to the northwest, into the woods, almost towards Limsa, but then it halts. You see a small camp, it being in the early morning at this moment, a small camp on the side of a road. And you scry in on this encampment. Just there's like a few tents, a few carriages, and you see two of the figures from the Myrmidons of Myre, the gunslinger and the cleric, sitting around a campfire. You also see two other familiar characters, the two muggers that have constantly tried to mug you guys. And you see a large barrel sitting next to the gunslinger. And you hear the two muggers like arguing. And you hear like, you know, the smaller one say, "No, for the last time, that's not what we're calling ourselves." And then the big guy goes, "But it makes sense, you know, since, you know, we're like hunting the children of Xenos, right?" And he's like, "Yes." "And so they're like our prey, right?" And he's like, "Yes. So we're the child predators." And he's like, "No, we're not calling ourselves that." And then, like, while this is happening, you hear a small voice from inside the barrel go, "I kind of like it." You recognize the voice of Peebles inside the barrel. And then you hear like some lumbering movement, and that large cave ogre that you guys freed from the children of Xenos' bandit camp that was friends with Peebles picks up the barrel and just gives it a little shake. And you hear people goes, "I'm awake, man, I'm awake." And then he just like gently puts it down, like pets it, like it's a pet. And then you zoom back in. So from your gauge, they're probably like maybe a day and a half travel.
Okay, well that's good to know. Not as helpful as I thought it would be.
At least he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Seems like he's in good company.
What did we do?
Is there like a florist nearby or some bullshit?
Florist.
Who do you want to send flowers to?
Lily's Rest to the northwest, which is about another day and a half travel.
No, I mean very close.
No, not really.
Are there fucking flowers on the ground?
Yeah, there's flowers around.
I want to pick up a nice bouquet of flowers and I want to chuck it at Cage and Russia
Oh, okay.
in disgust.
What did we do?
I just see what's happening, like, congratulations.
Ooh.
She sounds daydream.
Listen.
She's a little jealous.
Not even jealous, just
I gave you your chance.
I don't want you. I'm just disgusted that you just move on so quickly.
I didn't say I was over it.
Fair enough.
Ladies, there's enough Cage to go around.
I don't want you either. I don't want you either. It's just disturbing to see this flirtation out of nothing.
He's fully functional.
But we still don't know anything that's happening in Gildon.
No.
And I take an extra flower and just like put it on top of Rhaegal's head, just like one like half dead one, just like.
Doesn't immediately become diseased and fall off.
Dies. Wilts
I
instantly.
think she likes you.
No.
It's good. Time's almost up. The ship's almost ready. If there's anything else you guys want to do before you hit the sea.
Is there anything around?
Not really. Things like I've kind of locked up. With
Maybe we should get something
the
nice.
state of the world. People are kind of like.
Wait.
getting careful.
Can we get
We're
something
quarantined.
nice for Churtle and
Squirtle.
Rations and stuff.
Swillian Fancy
Swillian.
Pants? Swillian
Swillian.
Fancy Pants?
That's what I looked it up. I read it wrong. It's actually Fancyson, but I think
I like
Swillian
Fancy
Pants.
Pants.
Fancy pants.
It's fine, give me that.
Yeah, it's Swillian.
Do we
Let's
know
get
any
him-
knitters in
Yeah,
town?
is there a
Can we get him
tailor?
some pants? Can
We
get
need,
him
we need a
pants?
tailor, and we need to get him some
But they have to
outfits.
be fancy.
There
I
we
have
go, of
this
course.
They have to have like some glitter in
I
them.
mean, you have the money to pay for it, and I think as our new comrade, he should have some fancy pants to match his name.
We should get them like crew uniforms. We gotta go to a tailor and get them like some well-made.
Oh,
Okay.
crew uniform.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
the-
have extended our name. So
I again want to walk past grumpily and take my wig from Aurora that no one has told me what's happened, so I just want to take the one that Miss Cena made for me and just jump it on his head
Okay.
without saying anything on
Squilliams.
William's head.
William's gonna have a nice wig.
Yeah,
William,
he could
I
have a
just
wig.
am getting my wig.
I like it.
This
And
picture is
just
getting
jump it.
better and better in my mind.
Is this one beautiful?
gorgeous.
Beautiful. It's like a lot.
The ship's coming along. You're probably,
Like,
maybe a day or two off from it being seaworthy.
Right, there are two things we can do at this point. One, we are the Wardens of the Eclipse, the defenders of House Black, the arm of Gildon, and the patrons of the House Enduring. But we do not have a shield or a symbol or anything like that, which we could get while we're here. The other thing is we need to name this boat, because it's not a ship without a name.
That was
True.
I was going
If
to
Very
I
true.
were to say anything,
It's bad luck to go on a voyage without.
Very true.
I think at this point, Bree is worth naming this ship, seeing as how she has
She would be
Agreed.
considered the captain.
created an entire crew. A shield,
I suppose we don't have to decide this session,
Yeah,
but that is
something to
something we
think
can
about.
decide before the next session
We have
happens.
black sails. They're pretty sweet.
There is a faction that you guys have heard about that you have not yet encountered yet. So use caution with whatever colors you use on your sails.
But I still think the name should be Bree's choice.
I think we should also dress
That's the name
up.
of the boat. Breeze choice.
That's the name, Bree's Choice.
That's actually
That's
not
not bad.
terrible. What do you
That's what I
think,
was thinking with this.
Shell?
let's leave it up to Bree and then name it after
We
her
can-
and not give her a choice.
It's an option.
I can like stream some together and we can vote and have
Okay.
I like that.
I like
that
it.
too.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't someone? I think I have an archer uniform or an archer disguise.
No, she does.
I do.
I think Bree has the archery.
We
You had the
should-
Fianna disguise.
Oh right,
I
right.
had the archer one.
Okay.
Someone
Right.
should probably put the archer disguise on. The
Yeah,
turtle.
I have the archer disguise.
It probably wouldn't fit him. He's got a big,
We'll just pin it in place. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you
It's fine. It'll all be fine.
Do you want to hit the seas now, and we'll retcon the name a little bit and christen it before the next game, or
That
Yeah, I
sounds
guess
good.
so, yeah.
all right?
How's Chortle doing?
You guys hit the sea, and Chortle and Squilliam are just happier than a pig in shit, and they are back on the seas, and expertly they are manning the sails and the helm. Bree, you like barely have to do anything, as you just kind of guide them where you want to go. And as Chortle's at the helm, he's like spinning it, and you feel the responsiveness of the ship. It is very quick, it is very responsive, and it's gliding across the seas as you guys exit this large cavern of Fortuna through the waterfall, and you guys just get splashed with the water bouncing off the sails, and you feel the sun hit your skin, and the salt water fills your lungs, the air fills your lungs. And Chortle looks over at Bree. Where to, Captain?
East.
I'm
Gizmo.
so sorry. I had
Gizmo.
a lapse for name because we're ultimately going to make an airship, correct?
Correct.
So there's only one name that this ship really can fall under.
I think I see where you're going with
It's the
this.
island.
Is it? That's great. That's great.
The high wind?
There is no other opportunity in which we can have that.
Yeah, that's very true.
What's that from?
Final Fantasy.
We fucked up name was William. Should have just
You're the Sid. All right. So Bree has christened the ship the Highwind, and you guys set still. You can go east, but according to the map, if the world is a sphere, then you could also go west to try to get to Gizmo. Because you're. I don't have. Do I have the map? Okay, let me see.
There has to be a map.
Or we could go south, and I can attune my weapon and heal the Earth's scar.
I think it is on my.
Heal the world's scar, which is obviously the rift that, just saying. Seems like a sandwich.
All right. So
We might want to double check with our friends and family.
you guys are right around here on this coast.
Oh, we're on the west coast.
You're on the west coast, and you're going to Gizmo, which is
Oh,
the east coast of this
west,
country.
west seems better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, west to go
Is
east.
They said we're in
is it a
Saturn's
rally planet?
No, you were in San Charlotte, but you went back to Fortuna, which is like your home base.
Yeah, we're like Columbus. We go west to go east, and we'll hit the
Yeah.
Indians.
We just go around the map.
And then,
That
Um,
sounds appropriate
we
for
use the
Thanksgiving
cuisine.
time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
everybody spread your disease.
Name
your
this
family.
land India.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
There's also a plague happening. It's very, it's very.
You
Oh,
guys want to go the route that you know works and head south of the continent and head east, or you guys want to explore new territory and try to get there going west?
We got Chortle.
Yeah, but he's not.
He
From,
seems
he's
pretty
not familiar with this
Has
planet.
any,
though.
do we know what anybody's gone west before?
He's
Or
also
anyone
pretty
on the
good.
other side?
We're in
You don't know
squid
of
and
any
I
animals.
know,
sailors.
I know exactly where we're going.
That have definitively proven the spherical Luna deal. Although there are many philosophers and scientists that believe it to be true, nobody yet has truly confirmed it.
Do we want to vote?
Flat Luna deal. So that society.
One finger's flat, two fingers round.
Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm down for that.
Where am I from?
My 21st finger says shoot, and then that's it. And we all one or two, and that's that.
All right, so wait, one for east, two for west?
Yeah.
Wait, so west is round,
West is round.
that we know is real.
Yeah.
We-
No.
No,
No,
we
it's
don't know
real.
it's real.
We
So-
assume,
We assume, but
Yeah.
one is east that
Just
we.
like the moon is
but
real.
would take longer if the round is incorrect.
Can I say I almost convinced someone birds weren't real?
They're not.
That birds weren't real?
Birds aren't real.
They're not
Anyway,
birds.
continue.
Birds fly out in the east.
I have a cousin-in-law that would be thrilled to hear that.
All right.
Right Ready?
Voting.
Wait, which is which?
1 is east, 2 is west.
And
Alright,
east is no one.
West is
West is
Known,
best.
unknown.
Come on, West is best.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot! Oh! Only one conservative
No,
in the group.
two. Bree and Rin.
Oh!
Bree and Rin both chose east, but you guys are outnumbered.
See, this is why we had our backstory together, because we're in it together.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
You guys,
like we know
you guys
what's going
mixed-
on.
yeah, the education system in Gildon was flat earth.
Kind
Ain't no Glober.
Bree, you definitely have read up on the science of it, and you probably subscribed to a more round spherical Earth, and that's not what's preventing you from making that choice. It's more of the unknown of it, and this being a new ship, you don't want to tread waters that are unknown.
My shiny ship.
Yeah, but ultimately you are the captain. They took the vote, but you can choose.
To be fair,
No,
if we want to take the ship,
Wait, no, but Chorda sailed these before.
Oh,
has he
yeah.
not?
He's an expert sailor.
is a man.
you said we
You
are
can
where
handle
right
it.
now?
You're still like right
Yeah,
outside
just
14.
right.
You haven't really traveled anywhere.
I'm sorry, show me on the map.
Why don't we pick Chorda's name?
Okay, if we want to go the other way, then we have to cross the land.
Well, you'd
with
have to
the
go
boat.
around.
Or yeah, that's a long ass trip.
Yeah, it is. You can probably, if the globetards are right, then you could probably cut your trip down to like a third of the length.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
We voted, but at the end of the day, the
No, you
captain
built
of the
this
ship.
boat, but like,
She didn't
Like,
build the boat.
you don't want to mutiny day one, okay? So we're going
I'm
west.
down to fuck around
I don't
with
think they
the
would stand
science,
with
and
her.
I'd love to be the one to publish that. That means that
Just
I'm
because
very
you can
much lost
see it,
trying
yeah.
to do things. But if my ship gets fucked up, I will fuck you up. Right, Chorda?
And it is good to know that your ship is a working ship, but it is not equipped with cannons or anything at this moment.
Oh, what?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
have turrets though.
Yeah, you do have turrets.
Wanting cannons.
All right. The
I can do
decision has
fireball at least once,
Yeah.
so
The decision has been made to go to the west. You guys start traveling. About half a day into the travel, you're just nearing the peak of this canal between the World's Antler Island and the land under the blue moon. You guys get to right about here, and you see blue sails on the horizon. A ship coming at you full speed, flagging you down, and as you go to like swerve to kind of to get out of their way, another ship comes out of almost seemingly nowhere, catches you off guard, blocks you in, and a number of people from these ships start boarding.
I call parlay.
I'm sorry, what?
They start. You're getting boarded by two ships.
Parlay.
We don't have any evasive maneuvers. We can't attack or anything.
You have no attacks.
We can,
Like
I
what?
can Eldritch Blast or something.
One tall female figure casually steps onto your ship and seems to expect it. Beautiful craftsmanship. Really, I commend whoever built this.
Yeah, it's gonna be cracked down on your face in 2 fucking seconds.
I wouldn't be so quick to say that. Anyway, I'll see your papers now.
I said parlay.
Are we not speaking?
Oh.
And as she says that, you hear a voice behind you, and you turn around, and there's another pirate kind of kneeling on the banister casually with their gun, just like twirling it. And the pirate speaks behind you and says, "Don't interrupt the captain."
Hmm.
And the captain speaks. The captain speaks up. "I assume you have the required paperwork if you're going to be traveling in the seas."
what does she look like?
The captain?
Yeah.
Tall, like rosy blonde hair that's like kind of curled, but it's like in a nice like tight bun. Captain hat, long coat, red ruby lips, kind of a blue sash, large gun at her holster, and she says, you are in our territory. This is the sea belongs to the Argosies. And you hear all of the pirates around the ship that have surrounded you scream out, Archers, Argosies!
Oh.
And let's call it there for the night. We'll pick this up next game. And then we'll head to Gizmo if you guys can talk your way out of
Survive.
this.
What do you do if we TPK? Just curious.
Dance? I don't know.
You're a dancer.
You know,
Game over,
That just-
friends.
That just means I win. What are you talking about?
no, it means that it's the rise of Skipper.
Oh, God, no. Skipper is banned from the table.
I don't
Good
think these
game.
pirates could take us out even if they wanted to.
Oh, they could.
They got a lot of cannons. They could just sink your fucking ship.
They're fucking.
We have turrets.
Well, we can board their ship and take it from them.
Certainly try.
How many pirates could there possibly be?
Archers are
Don't say that out
Yeah.
loud.
This is the legacy he left behind. Like,
It is. It's basically the sea is its own country. Like
Oh, I
Archer
didn't
Archer
get
became
any
the pirate
info
king. He
yet.
united all of the
Before.
pirate factions.
I
And basically
read.
now it's basically like its own
Yeah,
country. Like
I
this is their
read.
domain. It's like going into a foreign country and not
If we
having
had
a
like a
passport.
symbol for her.
Well, you tried to kill me today.
I got pretty damn close,
You
man.
know, you'll regret that.